Magical girls and Pokemon go together in my world like peanut butter and jelly. This is now the third video like this I've made, which makes it officially a series. Ooh. In case you're unfamiliar with what's going on here, I like to do these videos where I play through Pokemon games while only using Pokemon that evoke the essence of magical girls. The edgy kaiju I usually like to use are off the table. Instead, I use a team of pretty little cutie pies. And as always, don't forget my simple equation that I use when deciding what counts as a magical girl. And this time around, I'm super excited for this adventure because I love these games. During my first playthrough, I had already started thinking about how fun a magical girl playthrough would be. The Paldea region has a ton of Pokemon that work for this challenge, and I'm gonna let you know that I can't use all of them. I always get comments like, why didn't you use this Pokemon? You should have used that Pokemon. But the fun part is that since I'm not using every single Pokemon that could count as a magical girl, it allows you to do your own playthrough with a totally different team and have a great time too. And now with the lengthy intro out of the way, let's get into the adventure. I get to customize my look right off the bat this time, which is so nice that I spend my free time before school staring at how cool I look. We can't just sit around all day though, so I head downstairs to find my new principal at the door, Professor Clavel. He hands us some boring documents, and I run back upstairs to grab my gear. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get rid of this hat the moment I can. You can't see my cute little hair buns with this thing on. Luckily, boring documents isn't the only thing Clavel has brought me, and we head outside to find a bunch of cutie new starters that don't actually matter for me. Now, I think both Meowscarada and Quaquaval could absolutely count as magical girls, and I had originally been thinking about flipping a coin to pick between them. However, ever since my first playthrough of Violet, I knew with my whole heart that there was a Pokemon I 100% wanted on the team, and so I decided to just hatch an egg for one and make that my starter instead. Toadscool. Now, maybe it's just because I made those two magical kid designs based on mushrooms, but I think fungi and magical girl combos are a no-brainer. There's not a shadow of a doubt in my mind that this is a magical girl, so we'll be grabbing them from the box in a little bit once the game lets us. For now, though, I still need to pick a starter, and I make my way over to our very well-off seeming neighbor's place to do that, where I get introduced to my rival, Nemona. While I may not be choosing a Pokemon for myself here, my choice still matters, since it dictates what Nemona and Clavel keep instead, and I decided that giving Nemona Sprigatito was the best choice. Sprigatito and its line has a sort of tuxedo mask type vibe, and giving that to my rival, who similarly shows up every now and then to help with the adventure, felt positively perfect. Fuecoco may not be a magical girl, but she is a friend, so I choose her, and Clavel held on to Quaxley. We go stepping on the beach to have our very first ever battle, no problem though, and I win easily with Amigos type advantage. I then get gifted a fancy new Pokédex app that I wish we could actually have IRL. It's at this moment I'd like to take a small second to talk about a few visual weirdnesses with this game. I think Game Freak would do well to learn that you don't need to do a crossfade every time the camera changes position. You can just cut to a new angle, and I think it would help make cutscenes feel less sluggish at points. Another thing is that you have probably noticed by now that there is no voice acting in the game, which is okay. I can read the lines out loud for us. Easy peasy. But similar to Pierce's silent concert in the last game, there are moments where it's awkward watching the characters' mouths move, but there are no sounds to accompany them. If Game Freak don't want to have full voice acting in their games, that's totally fine, but I'd suggest at least letting characters emote, similar to what you can find in most Zelda games. Hey! And like how Pokemon get to do. Allowing characters to go, ha ha ha, could help a lot. But this ain't a dang ol' review, so let's get back to the story. With Nemona defeated, I'm able to change my outfit around and grab my special starter out of the Pokemon home. The delightful Heidi joins the squad. Right before heading off, my mom gives me a totally nothing special sandwich, and we finally are set free to explore. Like I said, there's a lot of Pokemon we can use for this adventure, and that really starts here. Excellent. Big Patty joins the team as the strong tank we'll need to help bolster Heidi's weaker defense. As I head up to the lighthouse, some happenings start up though. Oh my gosh! Something's being attacked by mean houndowers. I fall down the cliff and luckily avoid getting both of my shoulders dislocated by my phone stopping my fall. This special guy is gonna be our mascot companion for this adventure, but first, they're not looking too hot. Hey man, you alright? That doesn't sound alright. The mysterious Pokemon seems to be too weak to move. Maybe you can give it something to help it perk up. Well, I doubt it wants to eat my phone, but here's a sandwich my mom made. She always adds too much mustard, but here you go. Mom's mustardy sandwich does the trick, and our new friend really perks up before heading into a spooky cave, and only a stupid person would walk away from a cool new Pokemon, so obviously, I follow. Other than the very shiny moss inside, the cave doesn't really have anything too exciting in it, until a level 40 Houndoom tries to bully us. Our new friend is a cool kid though, and rescues us and helps us escape. Oh man, oh man! Hey! Up here! Quick! I'm okay. That was quite a bit of excitement though, and my new friend can't keep up this cool boy look anymore. So we scuttle our way to the lighthouse and encounter another new face, Arvin. All the time that we have been through. What are you doing out here? I'm not talking to you two, you can shove off. Wait, I know you. Aren't you Arvin? You're enrolled in the humanities track, right? And aren't you the son of that Pokemon researcher, Professor Turo? Doesn't matter who my dad is. The real issue here is what in the world this Pokemon is doing out here. You think you're up to ordering Miraidon around? Then how about I test your worthiness? Man, you seem like a real chode, Arvin. But yeah, bring it on, bitch. And so we start our first real battle with the magical team, and it was quite easy, which is good because Arvin allows us to take Miraidon. Like I said, he's gonna be our mascot for this adventure, so I'll draw up a special image for our new traveling companion too. Wowee! Nemona and I take some time to look out into the distance. Mountains, forests, grasslands, beautiful nature stuff as far as the eye can see. Yeah, they're a little low poly, but you know, I get the vibes. And now it's time to go catch more Pokemon. Especially early on, I didn't really know what all I wanted on my team, so I sorta just caught any magical girl Pokemon that I haven't already used in a previous video yet. Which is how Blue and Breadbert joined the team. I really dilly-dallied in the area, fighting Pokemon and leveling up before finally making my way to the school in Mesa Goza. But before we head in, Nemona challenges us to another battle, and this one similarly wasn't too hard, even with Nemona showing off the game's cool new mechanic, Terastallizing. Game Freak has quite the silly little habit of introducing new mechanics that then just vanish the next game, but sometimes things actually stick around, like regional variants. And I really hope Terastallizing is one of the things that will actually return for future games. It offers a fun, new way to think about combat, especially if your Pokemon's Terra type isn't one of its usual types. And the fact that every Pokemon can do it means you aren't limited on which ones you can use if you want to actually experience the fun new gimmick. Cough cough. Mega evolutions. Nemona promises to get me hooked up with my own fancy Terastallizing gear, and we head into town to buy some new clothes and get our first official Magical Girl transformation sequence. Yo, everything loads so fucking slow in the store. It's as if they've got every clothes item loaded in technically, and they have to like hide all the things that you are not currently looking at. That's the only way I can describe it. With my cool new socks ready to rock and roll, I continue toward the school where another event is unfolding, and we get to meet the final notable member of this journey, Penny. Don't you get it? If you join Team Star, then you can shine as bright as anybody. Seriously, what's with you? Don't you want to burn bright with awesome friends like us? Not really. It looks like I gotta hold my own in a battle against Team Star. Luckily, we're very strong and handle it no problem. Nemona joins in to hand over my new Terastallizing stuff, which means my second fight with the team means Team Star gets pushed around by Big Patty and run off. So yeah, Team Star is basically a group of students that like to kick up trouble. They hardly ever show up to class, and when they get together in groups, they're a real headache. Even the teachers don't know what to do with them, from what I hear. Excuse me. Well, thanks. So yeah, see you around. Man, she had some bold hair, but a very cute outfit. Can't let myself get distracted by how much I want an Eevee bag like that, though, as we finally made it to the school. Unfortunately, my capture card was really not behaving during the first class, but that's also okay, since the first class is the only time where a room full of characters move like PowerPoints. Like, this is the worst the game looks, and I don't get why it's only here for the only mandatory class. I get introduced to the cute homeroom teacher, Mr. Jacques, and the rest of the class that don't matter, and then ping-pong around the school, meeting a lot of other important characters. Oh man, look at that important looking mess of hair over there. We get a brief interaction with La Primera, and Nemona establishes our quest to collect badges and defeat the champion. We scuttle to the cafeteria to find Arvin. No need to tell me your name, Twiins, right? Whole school seems to be talking about you. The new kid who showed up with the president of the student council. It's a rough way to join the school, for sure. I definitely don't get to lay low, huh? You gotta help me out so I can finally make my dream a reality. Okay, what's this dream? Arvin tells us about his passion for picnics and a gaggle of big, scary Titan Pokemon to fight so he can find special Herba Mystica to add to his sandwiches. And right after he leaves, we get a mysterious phone call. Rototo, huh? This is Twiins, correct? I hacked your smartphone so I could talk to you. Hope you don't mind. I'm sorry, what do you mean hacked? Well, as far as you're concerned, it means I'm basically in control of your phone right now. My name's Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia gives us the inside scoop about those Team Star losers we fought earlier, and lays out a quest to go around defeating the team's leaders. Ah, Clavel, Miss Twiins. Please do try to keep your voice down if you're making calls within the school, won't you? I'll be more careful, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to yell and such. You don't want anyone else overhearing any personal information after all. Yes, sir. Thank you. Team Star, you say? Boy howdy, this sure has been a lot of talking, but we're not done yet as we're called into the principal's office. Am I in trouble? Should you have you done anything that would put you in trouble? Maybe, I don't know. It seems that a friend of mine has a rather serious matter they would like to discuss with you. We having a Zoom meeting then? Professor Hot Stuff! This is what I would ask of you. Will you continue looking after Miraidon on my behalf? Yes, sir. I do appreciate your agreement. Turo asks us to take care of Miraidon, and explains that our buddy doubles as a bike, which is handy. Nemona takes a second to show us the bedroom I won't really ever use. Nothing quite like an empty-ass dorm. This one comes with its own little kitchenette. Fancy schmancy stuff. This place must be expensive. And then we time skip ahead to the real start of the actual game, finally, the treasure hunt. It was an awful lot of setup, and it took a dang long time, but I'm finally ready to truly begin my adventure. You could try to beat Pokemon gyms, you could help out people in need, you could hunt for a real capital T treasure if you wanted even. You could try setting one of the gyms as your destination. That'd get you on your way easy. How's that for a student council president? Giving your own friends an insider advantage. Hey, Arvin! Hey man, what crawled up your butt and died this morning, huh? Insider advantage? Sheesh, you make it sound like we're cheating or something. All I did was suggest that she check out the gyms. It's up to Twiins whether she goes. Twiins is gonna have her hands full searching out Titan Pokemon with me. She doesn't have time to waste on something like chasing after the champion rank. Hey Twiins, Cassiopeia here. It's about Operation Starfall. Remember what I told you before? Team Star is made up of 5 individual squads, and each one's got their own base. I need you to go to each base, all 5 of them, and beat the squad boss there. Team Star's grunts might try to get in your way, but I'll be helping you out from a distance. I thought it was up to Twiins to decide whether she goes or not. Wasn't that what you said, Nemona and Arvin? I've never been this popular in my life before. The group's right, it is up to me what I do. Previously, in my Magical Girl adventures, the challenge ended once I obtained the title of champion, so technically all I need to do here is Nemona's gym challenge. However, I'll be doing everything the base game has to offer this time. I'm not doing the DLC. Main game has enough for me to do as it is. Don't bring up the DLC, I'm not doing it for this video. And I'm actually gonna start by following Arvin's lead and heading east. Well, technically I follow Arvin's lead. I start out east so I can get his phone call directing me to the Titan and take a moment to collect some nearby items in the area, but I actually want to rubber band back the other way that Nemona had suggested to go grab more magical girls and some EXP. And after a bit of wandering about, I found what I was looking for. And it takes the most. This will by far be small if it's what I want! We name our new friend Oliver, and I love him. Now that our new team member has been acquired, let's double back to the east side and towards the Titan. Things are a bit higher level on this side, but nothing my kids can't overcome. I think Oliver can handle this? I don't think Oliver can handle this. After a long while of running around and fighting Pokemon, I finally made my way to the location of the first Titan. Well, don't run away. Come back. Ew. Ew. Cloth's vice grip is a little scary, but luckily Heidi and Oliver are very cool and were able to handle the first phase of the fight without issue. After chasing it back to its cave, Cloth gives itself an upgrade with some Herba Mystica. Luckily, Arvin shows up just in the nick of time to help me with round 2. Oh, an amazing move from us. A great job from Heidi. What a queen. With the big boy beaten, Arvin and I head into its lair to find ourselves a helping of that herb Arvin's looking for. This one definitely looks the tastiest. Look at that. That can't be healthy for you, but it looks so sweet. It says here that the sweet Herba Mystica is good for gut health and that it helps aid digestion. It says it's great for stomach aches too, or when you want to stimulate the old appetite. Basically, it makes you poop real good. We are so excited. A badge isn't our only reward though. Looks like that weird book Arvin's got isn't just myths and legends. As we see, his sandwich does wonders for restoring Miraidon's power. Ugh, what's up with that thing? It just comes out of its ball on its own whenever it wants. It's not good for me to feed animals while I'm eating. Hey, now no. That's not for you. I should wait until I'm finished eating before I give you some. But anyway, here you go. Hey, I went through all the trouble of making that for you and just give it away? I hope you realize that's all there was, so now there's none left for you. Oh, really? But it looked so tasty. Alright, don't look at me like that. Here, you can have half of mine, but you'd better savor every last bite. Thank you, Arvin. Huh? You already ate the whole thing? Miraidon will now be able to dash! Hooray! We can go much faster now. Arvin's acting a little suspicious. I really owe you. Okay, the coast is clear. But we'll just head out for now, just in time for a phone call from the professor to explain my new ability to me. I hope you will continue to explore Paldea with Miraidon as you have done here. Your route is not fixed, but open before you. Seek out your own path using your map and the tools you have at hand. Whenever you find your curiosity piqued, you should go and explore as your heart desires. The professor's right. I can handle the game in whatever order and at whatever speed I want, so I think the next stop on our adventure will be towards Brassius and the Grass-type gym. And we encountered quite the interesting Pokemon on our way. What the hell made that noise? Oh! Tandemouse, huh? Is Tandemouse a magical girl? And I decided that yes, obviously Tandemouse is a magical girl, they always fight with the power of friendship together. I managed to catch the new team members, Fam Squad, My idea was for them to look like they've escaped from a cult, by the way. Do you get that? Did you see? And what luck! Blue also evolved! Oh! Blue is evolving! What an exciting battle! Look at that. What a cutie patootie. This all sure has been swell. I take a little bit of time to bum around Artisan and take in the art and get some more levels for my Pokemon with the random encounters along the outskirts of the town. Is Bandit a magical girl? With the justification of scary doll equals magical girl, I catch another new member of the team, Edgar the Shepherd. We've got quite the collection of kids going, which means some of them actually have to get left behind now. I acknowledge that I never really use Breadbird and swap him out for our scary new friend. Disappointed at the lack of a slide at the local playground, I jump straight into the first gym. Nemona takes a moment to cheer us on, and now it's time for the dreaded Artisan Gym Challenge of Lag. This loads a little... The Sunflora, their PowerPoints. I'm running at a decent, my animation is fine. And this is kind of fun. But it's not too bad, especially since I learned that if you do the challenge at night, the Sunfloras will be sleeping around town, making them easier to catch. Also because Big Patty evolved. Yeah, look at Big Patty. She's gorgeous. Our tanky queen will surely make this battle a breeze, but first we gotta get introduced to the gym leader, Brassius. Greetings, challenger! Humph! You did well to come this far. I am Brassius, an artist specializing in grass-type Pokemon. I am also the gym leader here at the Artisan Gym. I was observing your gym test from atop the windmill, you know. I saw you run around in a big-ass circle with the Sunflora because you went the wrong way. He's a funny little eccentric guy, but he also uses grass types. How hard can this be? Well, Brassius continuously missing sleep powder definitely made it easy, but Big Patty didn't really need to rely on luck like that. Oh, an amazing hit! Wow, okay, that's great. Brassius terastallizes his Sudowoodo into the grass type, which doesn't really do anything to protect it from echoed voice. Wow. An amazing turn. I was so nervous. I thought for sure Brassius was gonna kick my ass. Yay! Oh my gosh, Blue is evolving? What? Wow, that's a friendship evolution, isn't it? Well, great! A gym victory and another evolution? Nothing but W's out of Artisan. I get my badge and a sick nasty selfie. As proof of your artistic prowess, you may have my gym badge. Shall we take a photo as well? Abso-fucking-lutely, Brassius. Aw, we're so cool. Aw, we're the coolest people ever. I celebrated my victory by looking at the map for a long time before finally deciding on the next destination, the home of the next gym leader, Katie. The devs sorta expected me to go this way first, so the fights along the route are a lot easier to handle, and because of that, I couldn't help but wander off the path a little bit. Oh, Altaria. Altaria is pretty magical girly. After finding Swablues, I took a small break to look at the Pokedex, and now with the sun up and a plan, I set into action. Step 1 was to catch a Swablu. I mean, I caught it. I named our new friend Cirrus and swap out Big Patty to put her on the team. Step 2 was to ride around the southern province for 11 minutes, looking for a particular Pokemon. Ha-ha! Excellent. That's right, Alice the Hatena is also joining the team, swapping out for Blue. It's a lot of magical kids to juggle around, but let's refocus back to getting to Katie. I can't guarantee that Fam Squad or, Cirrus will stay on the team. But this is looking pretty alright. If I were smarter, I would get rid of Oliver, but I like him too much, so we're not going to. Without much trouble, we make it to Cortando in the next gym. I do the gym challenge of pushing around an inflatable olive. The sound effects. And now it's time to challenge the gym. Katie uses bug-type Pokemon, which isn't really anything to be worried about, especially with Cirrus on the team. My name is Katie, and I'm the owner here at Patisserie. Oh. And I'm the owner here at And I'm the owner here. I may struggle a little bit with French words, but lucky for me, that's the only thing about Katie's battle I do struggle with, even with a minor setback on using Cirrus. Oh no! I don't- Fury Attack. Just realized Cirrus doesn't know any flying type moves. She was able to handle Katie's first two Pokemon though. Her Teddiursa was tougher than expected, however, but with Edgar's help, we were able to land our second gym badge. To present you with this gym badge. I hope you'll enjoy it alongside a heaping serving of some of my deluxe handmade treats. Oh, hell yeah! I want to eat those treats so fucking bad. Katie's a sweetie pie, but it's time I get introduced to another one before moving on to the next goal for the adventure. Pardon me, but would you be the twins I've been hearing so much about? Nemona had mentioned there was a promising new face in the academy. Yes, indeed. Oh, but I do apologize. I didn't mean to startle you by addressing you so suddenly. My name is Hassel. I'm one of the Elite Four of the Pokemon League. I fucking love Hassel so much. He's just good. He's a good character. I love him. He's so interesting and fun. Hassel allows us to start taking an art class back at the school, but there's no time for that just yet. Instead, I've set my sights on tackling our first Team Star boss, Mela. The game devs sorta didn't expect me to be over here yet, so I know Mela is gonna be a real challenge. So I want to train up first, but I found that even the wild encounters of the area were putting up more of a fight than I expected. Ooh, not great. While I very much could have kept grinding, that sounded boring, and so I opted to jump back to the other side of the map again to go handle the next Titan instead. That way, I'll bring up my levels, while also, like, getting to have fun. I made my way up the mountain, fighting plenty of fighting and rock-type Pokemon on the way, and really fucking up a sandwich. Ooh, don't fall apart. Bread. Oh, fuck. Well. Until finally, I got a call from Arvin telling me I was nearly there. Yo, Twiins! So, from what I gather, seems like the Open Sky Titan lives somewhere up this mountain. But there are all these crazy boulders raining down from the mountain, too. It's gonna be a little tricky to stand around and look for the Titan while dodging all those. I think you'll be sent flying if you get hit by a falling boulder, but maybe you could power your way atop that brood of yours? I think I've read that wrong. I'm gonna pretend that Arvin is the one that, like, he fucked up, and then he hung up, and then he was like, wait a minute. I think I said that wrong. I also decided to do a little recon on Bombardier, so I could refresh my memory on what type they are. Get a... Oh, there it is, there it is. Okay. Perfect. This will be an excellent way for... Where am I over there? Oh, okay. No, my Pokemon's over there. Why am I... Where am I? Why did I fly up here? That's fine. That's all whatever. Let's try Psybeam. Let's see how well that goes. Okay, it knew Thief, so it's not going well. It doesn't affect Bombardier. It must be part dark. That's great to know. Awesome. What a successful recon mission. I keep charging forward directly into the least safe thing any Pokemon game has ever featured. Oh man. This is actually so fucking dangerous. I shouldn't be doing this. Luckily my magical girl powers let me dodge giant boulders so efficiently. There's no real threat to me. Okay, not a threat, not a problem, wasn't even worried. I'm also gonna mention this now. Can't remember if I mentioned this before, but shinies are always magical girls. They sparkle. That is the one... Nice. It's the only way you can get something that otherwise would not fit the magical girl genre. You want a magical girl Garbodor? Alright. Man, you do you. But it's gotta be shiny for it to work in the run. So yeah, that'll be really fun to have as foreshadowing in case I do find a shiny at some point. Does Twiins find a shiny Pokemon throughout the video? Stick around to find out. And with that, we slalom our way up the mountain to fight the Open Sky Titan. Now, you stop that. Stop being a menace. Look at how pretty the moon is! Oh. Fam Squad starts the fight off with Super Fang, but tanks a ton of damage doing that, so I swap in Cirrus to take over. Wing attack's still really good. Luckily, I've got Dragon Breath. Oh, stop. Oh, it wasn't as good as I hoped. Okay, okay. We switch into Alice, who only leaves a little HP left on Bombardier before getting knocked out herself, which Heidi finishes up with ease. Unfortunately, I don't get to heal up before Bombardier eats up its Herba Mystica and begins phase 2. Arvin has joined us though, so I'm sure we'll be okay. Oh, and with the sunrise behind it, this is so dramatic and pretty looking. Oh my lord, I didn't get to heal my Pokemon. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Okay. With Arvin's Knackley and Fam Squad working together, we breeze through the battle. Oh, and that sunrise. Look at that. That's charming as balls. That's me being like, look at that sunrise! We head in and find the Herba Mystica, treating ourselves to another sandwich and another badge from Arvin. Oh. We don't look thrilled. Arvin also made extra for Miraidon. I definitely, absolutely did not make extra so that Miraidon could have a sandwich, okay? Yeah, okay. Which means our little guy gets another upgrade, allowing us to move on water. But more importantly, we get some info on why Arvin's seeking these Herba Mystica in the first place. Don't go eating his sandwich, man. Don't you dare touch that! That isn't for you! What's up, Arvin? Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have shouted like that. I guess I should at least tell you the full story, Twiins. Come on out, bud. This is my Bostiff, my partner. Here you go, bud. Eat up. This sandwich should help you feel better. Slowly now. Take your time. Small bites are fine. Just chew nice and slow. My buddy here was hurt pretty bad a while ago. Real bad, in fact. He never really recovered. Potions and things don't work? Nothing seems to help. Not potions, not Pokemon centers, nothing. My Bostiff here is the only thing in the world I care about. The only thing. So I promised I'd make him better, whatever it takes. I searched online, I read books, I looked all over and tried every cure and remedy I could find. But nothing really worked. I'd almost given up hope. That's when I found out about the Herba Mystica. That book, though. What is it? I found it in my dad's lab. Herba Mystica. Area 0 was home to wondrous herbs that instantly impart vigor when eaten. We dubbed them Herba Mystica and attempted to grow some in areas around Paldea. However, before we could harvest, the herbs were eaten by Pokemon, which in turn grew large and strong. We call these Titan Pokemon. It's this book full of crazy stories and legends and things, stuff nobody'd usually believe. But I believe it. I think what it says is true. And according to this book, eating all 5 Herba Mystica can cure anything that ails you. Case in point, my Bostiff's paws were cold as ice before he ate that last herb, but they've warmed up a little now. I'm sure they have. Oh, you done eating, bud? Hey, Mabostiff! Can you see? Are your eyes open? Yes, I did it! It's been so long since he was able to open his eyes. I was so worried. Oh man, I'm so glad! Look at him. Those fiery orange little eyes. Hard to even tell they were open or not, but I know the difference. The power of these herbs are amazing. I knew the book wasn't lying. I'm gonna bring Mabostiff back to full health. I swear it. Oh, yeah, so that's my story. 3 herbs to go. Let's find them together. A cutscene that you can definitely hear me start to tear up while voicing. It's an important one, because it really gets the fire going on wanting to fight all the Titans to help save Mabostiff. But we can't just jump from Titan to Titan, especially since so many of our paths are impeded by Team Star's barriers. So I shift focus back to them. I fly back to continue my way towards Mela, but immediately get distracted with a Terra Rock Snom. Snom would be a magical girl. I decided to catch the Snom, which means I get to show off how pretty all the effects are when you catch a Pokemon in a Terra raid battle. Ooh, wow. And name our new friend, Cori. Let me run back to the Pokemon Center. Oh, she's also only level 12. Okay, so that's great. Great to know. I love that for her. Looks like despite my best efforts, I still gotta do some grinding to get Cori a little closer to level as the rest of my kids. I fight a lot of stuff and eat a lot of sandwiches until I decided my team's ready to handle the menacing Mela. I make my way towards her base and get a sudden phone call from Cassiopeia and a far more sudden introduction to a new friend. With this, you're officially a member of Operation Starfall. Hold on a second. Oh my, who could that be? Does this Operation Starfall of yours have room for one more member? Who are you? The name's Clive. This Clive fellow insists on joining us during our Starfall operations, and I think he seems swell, so a welcome addition to the friend group if you ask me. Cassiopeia explains the mechanic of Team Star base raids and leaves Clive and I to plan our attack. Well, go get him, Twiins. Director Clavel, is that you? Is that you in a wig and some funny glasses? I'll be honest, if he wasn't wearing glasses, I don't know if I would have guessed if this is Clavel or not. I have no idea what you mean, but if anyone asks you about me, remember this. I'm Clive, a normal academy student just like you. Nothing more, nothing less. Alright, Clive. I battle my way into the gates of Mela's base and take a second to interact with a Charcadet that Clive seems to recognize from the school. Clive follows the Little-E and I head into the base. For raids, you can only bring 3 of your Pokemon. Since this is a fire-themed teamed, I opted to bring Blue, Fam Squad, and Alice. It's a pretty simple but fun way to approach these battles, having your Mons all fighting while you run around, similar to how you can have them do normally while exploring, even if you can see the Switch struggling with having so many entities on screen at points. After fighting my way through the camp, Mela makes her big entrance. Mela's Torkoal is tankier than I'd anticipated, not helped by its drought ability setting up sunlight that makes Blue's water attacks weaker. Blue gets taken out, and I decide to go for a risky play and send out Heidi. Her grass type is obviously a weak point here, but my hope is for her ground typing to be enough to handle Torkoal in this sunny weather. There we go. Success! But now the real battle begins with Mela's Reveroom. I ain't burnt to a crisp just yet. I love that reveal. That's like, it's the car! Not too surprisingly, Heidi gets overheated easily, and Fam Squad are only able to get in a Super Fang before following suit. We're gonna send in Oliver as, bait, basically. Letting our cutest little boy take some damage allows me time to revive Blue, mistakenly under the impression that Blazing Torque only has 5 PP when it really has 10. I crossed my fingers in hopes that Mela will have to stop spamming it soon and send Blue out with half her HP. Luckily, I didn't need to rely on PP, since Blue can take Reveroom's hits much better than any of my Shrivelly Grass Pokemon can, and without that pesky sunlight, her moves can come out at full power too. There we go! Big Sister Blue cleans up shop, and we get sent to a flashback from when Team Star was still just starting. We see the gang celebrating that they've got their Starmobiles running. Mela seems to have been ostracized for her short temper, but the group doesn't dwell on that as they get ready to start their operation. Back in the present day, Mela congratulates us on our victory. I guess this is where it ends. That Azumarill of yours really let us have it. I love that her boots are so big and inefficient that, like, she can't bend her knees and so she has to stomp like that. Like, that's not an animation mistake. That is a character quirk. Don't shake my hand like a dickhead. Come on, Mela. She rewards us with a badge and a very mean handshake before Clive appears with Charlos in tow. Well, if it ain't Charlos, what are you doing here? It seems he came to this base looking for you. He's very attached to you, isn't he? Yeah, 'cause I used to play with him every day back when I was still going to school. To me, it looks like he's saying he wants you to come back. Just shut it already, would ya? They say Team Star has holed itself up in these bases to plot something against the Academy. Were you aware of this? First, I've heard of a stupid rumor like that. Man, nothing's changed since back then. Everyone's still spouting garbage. Then what about that modified car you were motoring around in just now? The Starmobile? We made that thing a long time ago to help us with a big fight. But we never actually used it against anyone before you two came looking for trouble. Looks like the plot thickens with our evil team here, but that's all the info we'll get about it for now. Cassiopeia calls us to give us some rewards and to send another member of Operation Starfall to deliver some more items to us. Penny! It's Penny! Hello. I'm Penny from the supply unit. You probably don't remember, but you got me out of a tight spot by the school stairs. I was glad to help. Oh, so you do remember. You got a design that's tough to forget. Time to decide on our next step in our adventure. Iono, the electric gym leader, is real close to Mela's base, so I decide to do a small hop, skip, and jump over to her. I think the next Nurse Joy design should have drills. Cause, you know, they've wandered away from the, like, hair loops, you know, for a good while now. And this is a cute design, I like this plenty, but I just think drills would be cute. After some time, we make it to Levincia, a metropolitan hotspot, which means I can go clothes shopping again. Okay, the store with the cutest stuff was too pricey for me, so it's not much of a transformation. But the new tights are very fun. With my fit being pretty unaltered, I take a second to get a selfie with my boy Brassius. He's coming up. Oh yeah. Nice. And then head to the gym. However, first up, we gotta actually fight Nemona this time. Unfortunately for her, the battle was really nothing to write home about. Like, I'd like to take the time to show off Corey in her first major battle here, but she didn't even do that well and had to get swapped out for Fam Squad, so Really though, the most exciting part of the battle is the fact that Oliver evolved from it. Oh my gosh, he's finally evolving! Yeah, look at him! He's so pretty! Nemona encourages us on our adventure and sends us on our way to see another evolution has occurred. Nice. Cool. And she healed us up. Oh my Jesus! The fam has evolved! Look, Fam Squad has little ones now! There's so many of them! And they're all so cute! Pokemon evolutions have always been one of my favorite parts of these games. Can you tell? With our kids looking big and strong, it's time to take on the supercharged streamer. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Iono Zone! Hey, hey, hey! She's just like me, for real, for real. And I hope this doesn't come as too much of a surprise, but you're being broadcast live to the world right now. Smile! You probably should have actually signed a waiver for this. Lucky ducky for me, being a streamer myself, I have no trouble keeping up with Iono and her very, very easy challenge. Look for the good gentleman using the street surveillance cameras. Find him 3 times, and you can consider this gym test passed. This seems like a really great way for someone to get doxxed, or for there to be like a hacking situation, whatever. Yo ho ho! Ready he be! Look at the Dedenne up there. You gotta have a battle with one of my fans! Get out here, you silly Pokemaniac! The Iono Hype Squad is here! Long live the Iono Zone! Are you her top super chatter then? There he is, you're not, Nurse Joy. My, admirably done. I hope you will find your treasure in your independent study with just as much ease. Thanks, Clavel. She is a real delight though, and such a fun way to approach an electric type user. But that's enough of the where's Waldo, let's get into the battle already. I lead with Heidi, since her ground and grass typing is a no-brainer against electric mons, but Wattrel's flying type kinda fucks that whole plan up, so I'm immediately on the back foot and swapping in Cori, planning to use her ice type against Wattrel's flying. Which is stupid, because Bug is also weak to flying. Oh shit, right, she's fucking Bug, I'm a fool. Weak start, I'll admit it. Fam Squad handles the situation, and with Bellybolt out next, Heidi returns to the field. Are those its eyes? Those aren't nostrils, those are its eyes. What? Whoa, hang on, because I saw it blink. I'm like seeing Bellybolt for the first time, for real. I thought those things were its eyes all this time. Bellybolt's faux eyes don't distract me too much though, as it swiftly falls too, as does Iono's Luxio. With just her Miss Magus left, Oliver takes to the stage to temporarily give me time to heal up Heidi, who then jumps back in to finish the job. Heidi really carried the team with this one, and she gets rewarded with her hard work with an evolution. She's evolving! Perfect. I love her so much. She's amazing. Toadskrull is hands down one of my favorite Pokemon from this generation. I adore my mushy girl. Iono and I strike a very cute pose as I get rewarded my badge. I then have a brief interaction with La Primera where she finally tells us her name, Gita, but my capture card was struggling for some reason for that interaction, so we'll just move on to figuring out my next destination. Unfortunately, my capture card has affected that too. I chose to go do all the lectures I could. I really like all the teachers and so wanted to get that into my adventure. Unfortunately, my capture card completely stopped working for that section. I have my audio, but no video from the multiple hours I spent at the school. I will take a small sampling of my audio and put some visuals on screen just so all that effort doesn't go to waste, and then we'll move on. So I sure would be happy to see you all being responsible parents for your little Pokemon eggs. You see, I recently heard a word whose meaning escapes me. I believe it to be some sort of slang. Tell me, what does Chugi mean? I like to think Miriam's a Joy. Like a Nurse Joy. Like her last name is Joy, and she just has very exciting hair. On to math. My least favorite subject, in real life and in Pokemon. His classes are fun, because it's real languages. Also is a karate thing, by the way, look it up. Allow me to introduce our special guest. It's Gibble. After that, I took some time to change how I got my footage, since my Elgato is stinky and dumb. With my ability to get visuals restored and no more worries about the screen flickering, I set off towards the next Team Star boss, Giacomo. I swap out the fam squad for Cirrus so she can get some EXP and adventure forth. Ho ho! Oh fuck, I thought it was a great ball! But that's not even a thing. Like, that's not how it works at all. Heal up and fuck, try Giacomo's challenge. My table seems to be missing. Oh, that is bad. Well, that's fine. Oh, golly. Oh, shit, dude. Fuck, this is gonna be terrible. Oh my gosh! What? Oh, it's... How do I make the sandwich? Oh man! I chose way too many things to put on this sandwich. That's not a terrible sandwich, all things considered. Like, I didn't drop that many things. Will it actually show the sandwich? Not horrible. I've made worse sandwiches when I could see. Picnic struggles aside, I've made it to the base and gotten a ton of EXP for my kids along the way. And hark! I've found my new buddy Clive nearby. Yep, that's me, Clive, the normal academy student. I'm talking about Team Star's persistent truancy. They've all been skipping class for a while now. 5 of them in particular, the so-called bosses of Team Star, haven't so much as set foot inside a classroom for over a year. Skipping school seems to have gotten Team Star into hot water, and a call from Cassiopeia has Clive acting quite suspicious. It's Cassiopeia. Can you hear me? Oh. Another time then. Be careful. Can I truly trust this Cassiopeia? Well, we'll have to continue forward with Operation Starfall for now. I beat up the goons in front of the gate, and heal with another sandwich that properly loads in this time, even though that doesn't help me with making the sandwich any better. Oh, damn it. Stupid ass sandwich. Time for the Sagan squad and their dark types. Corey, Fam Squad, and Heidi plow through the grunts with ease, and Giacomo enters the stage.
The bodies hit the...
Giacomo is the one who made Team Star's music theme, canonically, and I gotta say, he's done a great job. One of my favorite tracks from the game for sure. He's also the star boss the game expects you to fight first, so I don't go into this fight expecting it to be too hard. This beat drop will bust your ears open. DJ Vice bringing down the house, probably, is what he just said. Fuck! Corey just can't seem to stay on the field for very long. In comparison, Heidi makes the Poniard look like chump change. Reveroom gives her more trouble, but nothing Fam Squad can't handle. We get another flashback of Team Star's infancy. Giacomo is made the pseudo-leader of the team, and the one who finalizes the list of rules. An easy job for him, since he used to be the student council president. Looks like he had received ire from other students due to an abundance of irrational rules, but his team believes in him and encourage him for this role. Bonus fact, I like how that explains why Giacomo wears his uniform the most correctly of the star bosses, because he's a stickler for the rules. Giacomo gifts us a badge before Clive appears again to chat with him a moment. It seems all of you in Team Star are headed for expulsion if you keep up your current activities. So why won't you break up the team and start attending class at the academy again? That's what you want to know? As it happens, we're actually waiting on a pal, though we don't know if they'll be coming back. A pal? A close friend of yours, are they? They're only the strongest boss in all of Team Star. Like how there's a top champion who's the absolute #1 trainer, you know? They're the one who invited us other bosses to form the team. We call them the Big Boss. And where is this Big Boss of yours now? Well, we like to know. We haven't heard from him in, I don't know, must be a year and a half now. So Team Star and this Big Boss of yours, they're really that important to you? Is the sky blue? Let me put it in words you eggheads at the academy might understand. They're my greatest treasure. An incredibly sweet sentiment from our resident dark-type specialist. With more questions than answers about this big boss, we leave the camp to receive more rewards from Cassiopeia and another visit from Penny. We start up a sort of running gag of Miraidon licking Penny, I guess, but more importantly, she tells us that Team Star aren't the ruffians we've been made to think they are, and are instead a group of kids who were the victims of bullying during their time at school. All they wanted to do was push back against the bullies that they couldn't face alone. But that's just info I got by hacking other students' social media accounts. Penny's concerning nonchalance over breaching private accounts aside, Team Star continues to be more and more intriguing with every boss defeated. I almost don't want to disband them and let them continue to have fun together, away from bullies. But they're gonna get expelled anyway if I don't do anything, so it seems we have no choice but to keep taking them down. But for now, we're actually gonna shift gears again to the gym battles. Kofu is just around the corner at Kasfarafa, a town I definitely say it wrong, okay? While I can buy new clothes there, I did just get some at Iono's place, so I decided to hold off on shopping for now and instead just focus on the gym challenge. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be that easy, cause Kofu is Paldea's resident fail girl, it seems. Vault and Volusa, I'm late! Oh, Kofu, wait! Ah, he got away. How am I supposed to return this to him now? Oh, hey, you're here as a gym challenger, right? I sure am. He has a bit of a childlike side to him, and today he's run off to the market without his wallet. He'll be in big trouble without it. That's where you come in. Kind gym challenger, could you please take Kofu's wallet to him? Absolutely. Oh, you're too kind. I'd give you a gym badge right now if I could. Here's his wallet. I'm counting on you. Thank you. I forgot that it looked like a Venonat. I gotta go adventuring to the next town over to get Kofu to fight me, so I strap in and head off. We have to make our way through a tumultuous desert with music that fully makes me think of Hylix, by the way. The wild Pokemon aren't too tough to handle, but I do make sure to avoid the nearby Titan while I'm here, as I don't think I'm quite ready to fight it yet. Tinkaton does work. I already have a fairy-type Pokemon. So I think I'm gonna pass on the Tinkaton line. It totally counts. Like, don't get me wrong. That's a magical girl right there. But I've got plenty of fairy-type Pokemon that I'm already juggling anyway. As always, you know, they can always return in a future game, in a future playthrough. We make our way through the desert, focusing on getting Edgar, Alice, and Corey some EXP before making it to the grasslands on the other side, with Kofu not too hard to locate from there. After swapping Cirrus back onto the team, we follow Kofu into town. Vault and Veluza, where in the world? Where in the world is my wallet? Without my wallet, I won't be able to get today's hot item. It'll get bought up by someone else. Don't worry, old man Kofu. I'll run and look for it right now. No need! What do you want? Old man Kofu's in the middle of some super duper important ingredient buy-in. If you're thinking about trying to interrupt him, then I, his best apprentice, will have to stop you. So, do you have something super important to say to us busy folks, or what? Well, this is awfully important. Super important, eh? Well, we'll see about that. Maybe a battle will shut your mouth. Okay. Huh? Fucking a wannabe Chili Silent and Cress over here. We beat up Bobby Flay over here and successfully returned Kofu his wallet. He rewards us by making us do an auction for him to buy up an ingredient he needed, which sounds pretty boring, but we get to keep any money left over, so it's not too bad. All this means we can return to Kasarafa and fight Kofu for a gym badge. But I've gotten kinda bored of this area and decided to hold off on Kofu's battle for now. I'm falling behind on Titans, so I fly back over to the east side to head towards the lurking Steel Titan. I like this area. It reminds me of, fucking Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders. No aliens to find here, though. Instead, what I get is a call from Arvin informing us of the nearby Titan. Yo, Twiins. So, somewhere in one of the mines that are around here, we should find the lurking Steel Titan. Rumor has it that the thing's staggeringly huge and real long. You'd think a Pokemon like that would be easy to spot. I wonder how it stays hidden. Maybe it's super fast? If that's the case, riding that Pokemon of yours might help you catch up. It's fascinating that it's like Arvin doesn't like referring to Miraidon, like, directly. I decide to really take my time exploring, though, getting EXP for Edgar, who I really like, but who hasn't had a chance to shine in battle so far. The Bagons in the area gave him some trouble, though, and Alice needs to take over for him in the front. There we go, old Dragon Tamer. I spent like 20 whole minutes training up my Pokemon and exploring the area, and then something very interesting happened. Cool, Sandstorm. Not my favorite move, but I can make it work. Okay. Shiny Pokemon are always magical girls! An incredibly exciting addition to the team, Adelinda. Needless to say, my heart rate has skyrocketed, and it's sort of perfect timing too. I can't deny that Corey has been a weak link on the team, so she's going to be removed from our usual rotation of magical kids. However, I chose to sort of assign her as caretaker for the magical mons in the box, giving her the respect I think she deserves. I level her up to the point she can evolve to celebrate her new role as Box Queen. Wow, she's very pretty. She can be mama of the background characters. She may not have been the best fighter, but she's very pretty. We do a little more leveling and have a fun little picnic at the top of a tower. Don't be scared to go talk to the others. Oh, she's cute. I'm happy. Until I finally decided that we've spent enough time here and we're ready to fight the Titan. We chase the big guy down and begin round 1. Big creepy idiot. I kinda love this thing. Even though it's so goofy. Blue's Brick Break absolutely decimates Earthworm, prompting it to flee. We give chase and find it eating its Herba Mystica. Arvin appears just in time to help with round 2. Doesn't matter how big an opponent is, victory's gonna taste so good seasoned by my Toad School. I got one of those too. Oh, shit! Despite Arvin's setbacks, Earthworm wasn't too much trouble, as my previous tactic of spam Brick Break still worked. With the Titan's defeat, Arvin and I head into the cave to collect the salty Herba Mystica and another homemade badge. That's too much salt. It's too much salt. Miraidon and Mischief share in the salty sandwiches. That's it, small bites, small bites. You can take big bites if you want. This gives my metal buddy the ability to jump higher, which I really needed, and helps Mischief with mustering up the power to bark. Rough? You heard that, right, Twiins? Mischief just woofed, right? He did, he did. It's been so long since I heard that woof. Mischief is definitely getting better. Ever since I teamed up with you, good things keep happening. But we still got 2 more herbs to go. Hope you'll stick it out until we're done. Of course. I gotta save Mischief. We part ways with Arvin, and Professor Turo calls to inform us about Miraidon's new ups, and now it's time to pick our next destination. Looking at the map, I decide to stick around in the area and wander my way towards the nearby forest. Thinking about the weaknesses of my team has me contemplating picking up a fire-type Pokemon somewhere if I can find one. But the Torkoals of the area don't really fit the magical criteria, so I keep my eyes and mind open as I detour over to Zapico, a town with really nothing in it of note. I spend a little time walking with our shiny new member, ruminating on the challenges coming up. Ugh. Ice World is gonna be a tough one for you to deal with. But ultimately opting to not stay for too long. We have lots to still do. I zip on over to the Pokemon Center near the Tag Tree Thicket, so I'll be able to fly back here easy peasy. But for now, I think it's time we go wrap up what I started with Kofu. I head into the building, expecting Nemona to be there as usual, but instead encounter the cool kids. Well now, Twiins! You appear to be progressing well on your gym circuit. What's this now? Is this that kid I've been hearing so much about? Hey kiddo, I heard you're like way too good at battling, yeah? I mean, I'm not that good. You can't fool me that easily. No need to play humble, you hear? This young lady will be Rika. That's me, Rika here, at your service. She's so fucking cool. I want to be her. I get all my fangirling out of the way and challenge Kofu. I'ma serve you a full course of water-type Pokemon. Don't try and eat them, though. I wonder what's the deal with his apron. It looks very deliberately designed, but I can't tell what's its whole drive, you know, like traditionally. Adelinda handles his Veluza with some difficulty, but she's taken a bit too much damage for me to keep her out against Wugtrio. Oliver makes short work of the funny little weirdo, which means Kofu's Crabominable is all that's left. Confident in my cute little man's ability, I keep him out versus Kofu's ace. Oh no! Oops, okay, well, Heidi's still here to help. And while Crabominable's Crab Hammer certainly does hurt, Heidi's Mega Drain keeps her healthy and cinches us the win. Ho ho! Victory is ours! We've secured ourselves another 10 out of 10 photo and another gym badge. With this, we are at the halfway point of our badge collection. Things are going swimmingly, if I do say so myself. Nemona has a small chat with us. I can't believe you're halfway through your gym journey already! Your efforts are bearing so much fruit so quickly. It makes me want to just challenge you in a battle right here, right now. But I'm gonna have to wait. Cause I put together my team of Pokemon specifically to take on the gym leader. Dang it. When I battle you, I want to do it under the best possible conditions. Which means this time, I've got to ask for a rain check. This is the worst timing ever. Sorry, Twiins. Forgive me! Forgive me! Alright, Nemona. And it's time to choose our next destination. I decide to head south, to the only out-of-the-way badge holder of the map, Tulip, the psychic gym leader. The cave to her town is inaccessible if you don't have Miraidon's bigger jump. But now that Homeboy has mad ups, we can get there and challenge her. If they're like much... Oh... And so I decide to actually head north instead. On my way, I focus on leveling up Oliver, since he do be struggling a bit. I also try to keep Edgar, Alice, and Cirrus cycled in to keep their levels even with the rest of the team, but I find myself questioning how useful all the kids are. I want to like Cirrus more. I get the feeling she could be amazing. She just needs to evolve. I'll have to narrow down my team to a strong 6 by the time I get to the Elite 4, but for now, I can just keep juggling all of them around like this. Now let's fight this Meditite, and see how strong this one is. See, 29? Better. With the wild Pokemon telling me I'm heading in the right direction, I wander forward, fighting battles and having picnics until all that pays off in a major way. Oh! She's gonna look amazing. Wow! Our Chrysalis Queen is an exciting development for the team, but she's not the only one. Yeah! Wow! Amazing! How am I gonna draw him? Like this! The Smoliv line is so cute and fun, I adore all of them. Without any more excitement from the route, we finally make it to Medali. IRL at this point, I had stopped working for the day, and then when I came back, I formulated a plan. I think this team works, and I think I want to evolve Edgar. So we're gonna kinda bum around until nighttime. I mistakenly believed Shuppet can only evolve at night. It actually just evolves at level 37. But because of this, I opted to bum around. If I get to this part of the video in my editing, and I'm like, is this any good? I'm gonna let you know right now, fam. No, you can cut this part. After googling Shuppet and learning I was wrong, I decide to shift focus to Cirrus, hoping that an evolution could have her being more useful to the team. She's not the only one I level up, though. Delightful. I love her. She's so cute. The moment this Pokemon finds someone who's emitting strong emotions, it will pummel them senseless with its braids to silence them. She's a little scary, but Alice has quietly been a solid backbone of the team, so seeing her evolve is an absolute positive. After doing a bit more leveling and having futzed around enough, I decided that actually Larry might not be the best option to face right now. The Pokemon in the area are decently challenging, and I convinced myself that I didn't have any Pokemon that were amazing against normal types. So I shift back to the Tag Tree Thicket to challenge the next Team Star boss instead. All this running back and forth sure does make me seem like an airhead, huh? The tag tree thicket is mostly just scary because of the lag. I think it's the graffiti on the trees, or maybe the fancy lighting flittering through the canopy, but whatever it is that has the Switch chugging for air, it means we're limited on frames for a little bit here. I get to the base and meet up with Clive. He doesn't really have anything new to say this time though, so instead I take this opportunity to do some more leveling up before plundering the Navi Squad's base. In my first playthrough, I remember that I really struggled against Atticus here, so that's why I've been so nervous to actually go fight him, because I fear that I will do poorly. Making it to the base, it seems Atticus has a bit of a fan. This kid insists on getting to talk to Atticus, but the grunt's not having it. With my approach, however, they strike a deal, with the Littly fighting me long enough to let the grunt rally the troops. Alright, you villain. If you're after Don Atticus, be prepared to face my wrath. You know, I thought I was coming in to protect you. Youngster Yosef isn't anything too tough, though, and with his defeat, Clive reappears. Clive takes his time to interrogate the youngling, while I charge into the base. Alice, Heidi, and Edgar have no issue clearing out the poison types of the base, so it's not long until Atticus makes his entrance. I, personally, really like a lot of Poison-type Pokemon. Unfortunately for me, Atticus leads with one of my least favorite Pokemon of all time. Ugh! My least favorite Pokemon, no! I hate Skuntank! Naught but punishment awaits thee, wretch. A plague on your house. Okay. I'm intimidated. It's a strong opening for Atticus, which only gets better for him with Alice's Psybeam not affecting Skuntank and her getting poisoned. I swap in Adelinda, who does manage to feint Skuntank, but with Venoshock doing as much as it did to her, she's gotta trade places back with Alice when Atticus sends out Muck. Psybeam does its job as intended this time, which means his Reveroom is next, but not the Starmobile. Don't let that confuse you. Fam Squad does their best before going down. I think it almost definitely has a Dark-type move on it, though. Let's send in Edgar and pray. Damn it. Oh! Edgar certainly tried, but it looks like this might be a job for our team leader. I do take out the Reveroom, but the battle's far from over with the Stormobile entering battle. I do something I realize I've done very rarely. I actually Terastallize Heidi. Here's hoping I don't faint. Shit! Damn it! Ah, piss! Oh, Lord, shit. I'm embarrassed. Terra really wasted. Things are not looking good for us. Atticus has consistently been the star member who gives me the most trouble across my playthroughs. Cirrus acts as a meat shield so I can heal up my Pokemon for a bit, and then Edgar takes up the shield role after her. With 3 of my Pokemon fainted, I send in a newly healed up Heidi to finally land the first hit against the Starmobile. And it seems Atticus started to feel bad for us too, since he shifted to spamming Flame Charge, a move Heidi could handle much better than Noxious Torque. We trade blows until it's very nearly out of HP as Heidi faints again, and Alice jumps in to finish the big lunk off. As a reward for our hard work, we get treated to another flashback. Atticus is the one who fashioned the squad's new outfits. Looks like he gets bullied for his old-timey ninja talk, though. His friends hype him up like good friends do, and we return to the present where Atticus gives us our next badge. That's a pretty one, too. Look at that badge. Golly, wow! Clive comes back with little Yosef in tow. Seems the youngin's real worried about Atticus. Don Atticus, please, hear what I have to say. I need only a moment. Whatever brought you all the way here? I came to help you. If you don't start going to class again, you'll be expelled from the academy, right? When the other kids at school and I were getting bullied real bad, you and the rest of Team Star saved us. When we first heard of Team Star, they were the ones pitched as bullies, but every interaction we have with the leaders continues to prove how wrong that notion was. Afterwards, Cassiopeia calls us and gives us some info on the big boss the Team Star members have rallied behind. Who is this big boss? Who knows? They control the 5 squad bases from the shadows, that's all anyone can say. If we defeat the person and get them to declare the team disbanded, that'll be it for Team Star. Since the big boss never set up their own base and keeps their identity hidden, I take it they're not one for the spotlight. But once all the squad bosses are out of the action, the big boss will finally have to take the stage. Penny then appears with more rewards for us, and a little more info on Big Boss as well. Team Star's founder, the person who's caused all the misery at the Academy. If we don't take them down, I'll lose what I treasure most in the world. And what do you mean by that? No, I just... that's right, you need your reward. Here, take it before I forget. Alright, well, I'll be off then. Oh, and Twiins? Don't lose to those guys. Penny's behaving pretty weird, but we'll have to worry about that later. For now, I do a little shopping for my kids, getting them held items and more potions, hooray! And now it's time to actually go fight Larry. I've decided to keep Heidi in the box for this one, mostly because she's getting a little too ahead of the others in terms of levels, and I'd like the rest of the team the chance to catch up to her a little bit. As we enter the gym, Nemona asks to fight but postpones it so she can go and change up her team. Larry's gym challenge sees us running around town to find out the secret menu item at his favorite restaurant. It's honestly pretty boring, and theoretically, if you know the order already or are willing to brute force the answer, you don't have to fight any of the other trainers. This looks like a regular dish. Dang, wouldn't it have been great if I guessed it first try though? I can't really remember what it was. I'm pretty sure it is steak, but I don't know. One exciting thing did happen during it though. Oh my gosh, she's evolving! She is very, very pretty. But after spending 10 minutes doing Larry's ARG, my beloved husband for the game shows himself. Hello. I'm Larry. I'm assigned to work as the gym leader of the Medali gym. Good job on making your way through the gym test. And well, maybe try the other dishes on the menu too sometime. Everything's good here. Anyway, my boss will dock my pay if I spend too much time chit-chatting. Let's get this battle over with. I love him so much. Larry uses normal-type Pokemon, which are weak to fighting, and I'm a dumbass who for no good reason decided to not bring Blue, who knows Brick Break, to the fight. Stinky, idiot Twiins, that's what they all call me. Larry's Kamala is no problem for Cirrus though. Dunsparce, however, is a much tougher opponent for Adelinda to fight. I swap in Edgar hoping his ghost typing will give me an edge on Larry's normal Mons. Jesus, what type is that move? Okay, well then. So Edgar didn't get to play for long before I put out Oliver instead. Hyper Drill does a lot to Oliver too, but he does still manage to KO the Dunsparce. Staraptor is up next though, which means Oliver's gotta make way for the fam squad. Things really seem to be heating up now that Larry's down to his last Pokemon. Oh, that's right, I forgot this was a mechanic! I swear, I really do like Terastallizing. I'm just constantly also forgetting about it. Fam Squad couldn't handle Larry's facade, and I decided to bring Oliver back out. His grass typing makes him weak to Staraptor's flying type moves, but my plan is to Terastallize him since he's Terra normal to circumvent that. A plan that actually works. So often, my plans don't. With that, all it took was a couple of energy balls to finish off the exceptional everyman. And almost as if rewarding me for my smart play, Edgar also evolved. Oh my gosh! And Edgar's evolving? So cool. The spoopiest member of the team for sure. I received my next badge. That battle made me a bit hungry. Care to join me for a meal? I would be fucking delighted, Larry. He's so happy. And then we get blessed with another visit from Geeta. This time, without any of my Elgato issues from before, we can actually get a good look at her. Ooh, wow! And Nemona shows back up to tell us about how Geeta is the top champion, aka the final boss of the Pokemon League in Paldea. She stands amongst those like Cynthia, Steven, and Leon. Something that I feel everyone figured out when we first met her, but it's nice to get it confirmed. No time to rest as Nemona thrusts us right back into combat. My Pokemon are healed though, and Geeta asks to observe the fight. I can't embarrass myself in front of La Primera. Nemona cheats right off the bat by starting with a Pokemon strong against Cirrus, who I have out front. Oh, okay. Oh, this is a terrible type matchup. Scouted out my team while I fought Larry to try to get the upper hand, huh? I swap in Oliver, who one-shots the Lycanroc, swiftly followed by Alice, who similarly makes short work of her Goomy. Nemona's probably wishing she'd brought more than 4 Pokemon right about now. Next up is Nemona's Pomo, and I unfortunately had left Heidi in the box for Larry's gym, meaning I don't have anything amazing to handle electric types on the team right now. I decide to send Edgar in to see his fancy new evolution in action. Excellent. Oh, that was great too! La Primera's gotta be impressed with my magical kids at this rate. Meowscarada is the last one up, and I send Cirrus back out. Her flying type's good against grass, so this should be easy for her. Peck is not that good. Dragon Pulse didn't do much better either. Getting low on HP, I swap Cirrus out for Adelinda, who finishes up the battle lickety-split. With the battle finished, Geeta and Nemona give me lots of compliments, and more importantly, the TM for Terra Blast, a very useful move to have. With all that finished, there's some things to do. First up, while Cirrus is very, very pretty, she just isn't keeping up with the others. I'd hoped her evolution would help turn her around, but she's not working out for the team, especially since I don't need 2 dragon types. And I'm not gonna boot the shiny Salamence off the team, so I send Cirrus to the box and bring my mushy princess back. I give Terra Blast to Oliver in hopes of balancing out his grass-heavy moveset, and finally, we all fly back to the Asado Desert to face off against the Titan I was too scared to get near before Kofu's gym battle. I remember I had really struggled against Iron Treads in my first playthrough, so I entered the area with not a whole lot of confidence. Aw, man. We're Donfa. Yeah, man. We're Donfa yourself. Oh, who's calling me? It should be Arvin. Oh, it's Turo. Hello, twins. This is Professor Turo. Iron Treads is a Pokemon that came from the great crater of Paldea. I ask that you do whatever is needed to subdue it for me, with all due caution, of course. With Turo's word of caution, battle initiates. Now, I couldn't remember what type Iron Treads is, but I assumed probably ground, and started out with Oliver. Oh, great damage. Amazing damage. Looks like I get to be a bit more confident than I was before the fight. We Energy Ball Iron Treads into submission and give chase across the desert to its lair and Herba Mystica. Arvin shows up just in the nick of time to help out with Phase 2. Twins, looks like you found yourself a Titan. Yeah, it was pretty easy to spot, I gotta say. It glows in the dark, Holmes. Energy Ball continues to deal decent damage, and with Arvin's Scovillain giving us support, victory was easy this time. We head in to grab ourselves some more herbs and indulge in another sandwich and badge. We look far too excited for a heinous-looking sandwich, I must say. Despite the less than appetizing look of it, the sandwich gives Miraidon another upgrade, the ability to glide. Seems like that fellow's also slowly regaining its original strength. Still, doesn't look like it's anywhere close to returning to its battle form. It seems healthy enough physically. Maybe it's got some kind of mental block that's preventing it from returning to its true form. I gotta unlock all the power of magical girledness in order for that to happen, I think. Well, don't worry. I'm sure both that brute and Mabostif will make a full recovery eventually. So how do you feel, Mabostif? How's that Herba Mystica working? No pressure. Not like it's fair to expect every kind of Herba Mystica to have some huge effect, right? And it's not like the effect has to be immediate, either. Hey, it's okay, don't worry. Twins and I are gonna make sure you're right as rain. We've got one more herb to go, and I bet it's the best of them all. It's gotta be. It's always fun doing a Titan fight because I love the scenes with Arvin and Mabostif the most. It's why I've nearly already finished all 5 of them. Well, now that we're a lot stronger, I bet we can get through the cave to the south and make our way to Tulip's gym. I fly on over and slowly but surely make my way through the cave. Alice and Adelinda specifically are struggling to keep up with the others in terms of levels, and at this point, I still hadn't returned Blue to the party due to being a dumb dummy. But the cave allowed the girls the opportunity to grind up a little as we progressed through it. After some time, I get to the other end and to the town of Alfornada. There's really nothing much to do here except challenge the gym, so no dilly-dallying this time. Hey, Jacques, what are you doing here? Hello, twins. How goes your treasure hunt? Figure out what you're hunting for yet? I think I have. That's great. Look at you doing exactly what you're after. Many students choose to make the gym circuit a part of their treasure hunt. It's no easy feat, but even making the attempt is a worthwhile experience. That's why I was waiting here, to make sure you know your homeroom teacher's got your back. Thank you so much! Now that Jacques has labeled me his official favorite student, I can use the lucky egg he gave me to help with my level stragglers. Jacques' not the only teacher hanging around these parts. The PE teacher, Dendra, hosts Tulip's gym challenge. Why is your battle studies teacher here at the Pokemon gym working as an instructor, you ask? Well, I've been friends with the gym leader here, Tulip, since we were kids. We decided to have a Pokemon battle with a special rule. The loser has to do whatever the winner says, so we battled, and well... Look, never mind what happened. Point is, this is my chance to get both a workout in and help my friend when I don't have classes. Shipping Tulip and Dendra is pretty easy to do and sort of the only thing that could keep you engaged during this gym challenge. A very slow, low frame rate iteration of Simon Says. There are some fights squeezed into the emotive posing, but nothing really worth mentioning. I wasn't particularly oozing confidence for my fight with Tulip. I was fairly certain her Pokemon were a little higher level than mine, but there wasn't much I could do to procrastinate, so I head in to start the match. And seeing the bewitching beautician in action, can you really blame me for being intimidated by her? Nice. Lord, she's just so elegant and pretty. I'll never be as cool as her. Knowing Edgar's ghost type is good against her psychics, I lead with him doing Phantom Force. Oh no, it's 'cause it's normal! Okay, we're not off to the best foot here. Edgar doesn't survive a second crunch from Farigiraf, but Adelinda cleans up with the rest of its HP. Next up is Gardevoir though, whose fairy type means Adelinda's gotta swap out with Oliver. Oliver tries to set up Leech Seed and win via attrition, but Tulip must have shouted dodge it like Ash loves to do, 'cause he could not land a hit before Psychic took him down. Luckily, Heidi's got better accuracy and lands Poison Powder. Unluckily, however... Oh, piss. Didn't even think about Synchronize. Heidi gets a little more damage in before also fainting. From here, it's a matter of hitting first, so the fam squad comes out as my fastest team members, and her Espartha is no match for a revived Edgar. All that's left is Florges. Fam squad comes in super hot, landing 2 critical hits before Florges' moon blasts become too much for them. But that excellent work by the fam was the perfect setup for Alice to clean shop. Victory and another badge is ours. I lost the battle, and your beauty rival's even my own? I can't believe- Oh, no, shut up. Come on, you don't mean that. You're just gassing me up. She's so cool. I want to grow up to be as cool as her. And as a bonus reward, we get another visit from Hassel. The unrelenting offensive, the flurry of attacks. What an efficient way to corner your opponent. And what artfully trained Pokemon, such a vibrant palette of moves! Thank you so much, I try! Hassel isn't just here to compliment me though, he also requests I return to take my classes every now and then. And I was planning on doing that, but you unlock classes as you beat the gyms, and I know I'll just forget everything for the tests if I spread out my classes, so I just go and do one lesson with Jacques, and then I abandon the school again and head back towards the desert. See, I've come to the conclusion that I need a Fire-type Pokemon on the team. It would be the perfect element I need to balance everything out. And after studying the Pokedex and discussing what would count as a magical girl with my sister, I decided on what the new member of the team should be. There they are. That one, I guess. Excellent! We caught it. I haven't thought of a name at all in any way. Aria, the Larvesta, joins the crew. She's a little low-leveled compared to the others, but that's alright. She'll have plenty of time to train up where we're headed next. Montanavera, tucked up in the mountains filled with Ice-type Pokemon that Aria can fight off easy-peasy. Edgar moves to the box to make room for our new member, and I move on to Cascarafa for another outfit change. Man, the transformations sure do suck for this one, huh? With that out of the way, time to adventure up Glassdale Mountain. And then they got rid of the monthly weather changes immediately, which is fine, I will say. Honestly, my first playthrough with Black and White, I finished it before the next month began. I only saw Unova in winter. So, great idea. But flawed execution. Oh, let's go over here. That potato salad is sad looking. I mean, the lighting actually is kind of fucking around with everything. The onions are also looking pretty dang blue. So, maybe that's what it is. But yeah, That potato salad looks like it just wants the sweet release of death at this point. I wish climbing mountains was this fun and easy in real life. I don't know, maybe I'm just not as fit as I ought to be. But, you know, video games always make being outside seem more fun than it really is. I was taken by this lonely tree. It looked special and important. It wasn't. I'm gonna head this off at the pass right now. Cause I know people like to leave comments before finishing the video. So I'm curious to see how this goes down. I don't mind the end credit song, for this game. I think it's fine. I think Ed Sheeran is a fine musician. He's not my favorite by any means, but I certainly don't hate him or his music. And in fact, I quite like how, the end credits song for this game being sung by Ed Sheeran, who seems to be just a genuine fan of Pokemon, which is really nice. But it makes it feel like the end credits for the old school Pokemon movies. Like how, like the second movie had them sing The Power of One, and, you know, it featured Weird Al in the end credits too, which was just cool. We've always been using popular musicians to sing the credits for Pokemon. Since Pokemon began. Yeah, I guess that's just the long and short of it, is that I don't mind the song. And so I am curious to see how many people are going to complain about it, or ask me about it in the comments, and then delete it when they get to this part of the video. Fun fact about that, I can see deleted comments still. You aren't hiding from anyone. After a lot of training up, we finally make it to fuck, I can't say this one either. I'm gonna embarrass myself. After a lot of training up, we finally make it to Manantavera, a town with a very cool atmosphere, but not much to really do, unfortunately. That's okay though, because the gym challenge for this one feels pretty lengthy for just being a couple of double battles. No puzzles for this one, but first we get another visit from Nemona. Hey, I heard the good news. Congrats on gym badge number 6. Not even a 10th of the trainers who take on the gyms get this far, you know? How do you just give up? That's the part I don't understand. Which, honestly, her challenging me to a fight here probably adds to that lengthy feeling. Nemona's a lot more interesting than Gym Grunts, though. She starts off with Lycan Rock and has a horrible time wasting her turns with sand attacks. Man, 2 sand attacks and then you miss? Like, oh, golly, Nemona, that's embarrassing. Her Sliggoo puts up a much better fight against Alice since I'd forgotten she wasn't part fairy yet, so the fam squad had to come in and help out. After that, it was Oliver facing off against Palmon. Alright, we're alright. Oh no, we're less alright. Despite the setback, Oliver pulls through. Finally, Meowscarada came out, and I hoped perhaps Arya could handle it, but she's still a bit too weak at this point. That's okay though, big sister Adelinda swoops in and saves the day for us. Alice is evolving! Wow, she's so pretty. Like I said, the gym challenge is just some double battles, so I'm gonna just jump to the part where I actually gotta fight the next leader, Rhyme. It sounds like there might be a rap battle going on over at the stage. Oh boy, let's hear it. This is my time and this is my day. You're not gonna stand in my way. Gosh. Listen up, Rhyme. Your reign ends here. You're gonna get rung up by this pro cashier. A powerful opener. Pro cashier? Well, I'm about to check out. Must have got your rhymes on deep discount. Please, you think you can step up to my game, fool? I got rhyme right there in my name. I'm a specter from which there is no protector, and victory unto me you will render when the crowd sees you're a mere pretender. That was much better. You want to end my reign? Yeah, keep dreaming. Buy a book of rhymes, kid, and start reading. I'm done, you won. My rhyme's totally whiffed, but I'll be back maybe after my next shift. Hold up, where you going? That's all you got? After my next shift? Seriously, bars over jokes, come on. Much like the trainers we skipped over, Rhyme fights in a double battle format, which is fun. I don't mind the idea of at least one gym or region being formatted this way. Part of me does wish we could unlock a double battle where she fights alongside her sister, the math teacher at the school, Miss Time, but I suppose that's neither here nor there. Honestly, Rhyme's fight was a lot less stressful than Tulip's, if anything, because basically my whole team had moves that were super effective against her ghosts. I know I've been nice and thorough with the battle so so far, but there's not really a way to hype up, and then my Pokemon did Shadow Claw and Brutal Swing until I won. Here, in honor of Rhyme, I'll do a rap as best I can. And if, when I'm editing, I feel it's really terrible, then we'll just skip past that rap, and you'll know the end result of that. Another badge obtained! That's a cute one. I like that one a lot. She's so cool. Which means I'm granted the audience of another Elite Four member.
Rika, Rika!
Huh? Oh right, you two haven't met yet, have you? This young lady is Twiins. She's so good with Pokemon, even La Primera has taken an interest in her.
Oh wow, oh wow! But I think the Pokemon on Team Poppy are really strong too. Like, really strong.
Which one of you is stronger, do you think?
Well... I'm one of the Elite Four, so I'm more amazing.
Poppy's a cutie pie, but I know better than to take her lightly. My battle with her later will be a tough one, but that's for future Twiins to worry about. Current Twiins is back to trekking across the mountain. Arya still needs to catch up with levels, so it's back to the proverbial grind as I wander towards the northernmost part of the map. Oh shit, I thought you were an item. I am ostensibly heading towards the next Team Starbase, but I'm going out of my way to wander, exploring the land and leveling up our buggy team member. Eventually, I do make my way to the flower-laden area to find Clive waiting. He asks about Cassiopeia, but I can't make heads or tails on what they really want at this time. Clive insists Cassiopeia must not have any ill will towards the team, but we leave the conversation at that as I head to the front gate. Well, first I actually explore the area a little. I love how she walks. Just frolicking. But then I head to the gate, and I find a fuddy-duddy old man there. Looks like his name is Mr. Harrington, and he's the piano teacher of the leader of the base, Ortega. Understood, in that case. I take it you're an adversary of the young master. That's true. Is that so? Well then that leaves me with one last thing to ask you. Huh? Would you be so kind as to indulge me in a quick battle? Sure. Splendid. Let us begin. On the most crooked hill we could find. Teacher Harrington would like to battle, which goes by quickly despite the struggling frame rate. The grunt tells me that Harrington used to be the director of the school before Clavel, and now he's tutoring Ortega, which is all fascinating stuff, but there's no time to ruminate on it, as it's time to charge into the base. Whoa, Jesus Christ. I was all ready to be dramatic and walk up to the gate. I didn't see the garden of flowettes hidden amongst the grass. Alice, Fam Squad, and Heidi join me in running around the base for a bit until Ortega finally makes his appearance. He leads with a Azumarill, which is unfortunate since my first Pokemon, Heidi, is weak to water and doesn't know any grass-type moves currently. Luckily, Oliver tanks Bounce and one-shots Azumarill. Next up is Wigglytuff, so Heidi enters the field again. Not amazing, I'll be honest. Uh-oh, Acid Spray was the only steel or poison-type move I could teach my Pokemon. I don't really have anything that's super effective against fairies. Heidi was struggling, so Fam Squad swapped in to help out with Wigglytuff, and the fam did a good amount of damage to Dashbun too, which means Heidi was able to clean up its leftovers easy peasy. What the heck? Why is my team on the ropes? That's totally not fair. He's just like me for real, for real. Acid Spray still isn't what I'd call a good move, but Mudshot does decent damage to Revavroom, so I decide to Terastallize to give her a bit of a boost. Don't hurt yourself. Oh, Heidi. Oh, fuck. Oh, piss. Oh, damn it all. I let you down, sweetheart. It's crazy how many times it feels like this exact sequence of events has happened with Heidi. Oliver also faints to Magical Torque, and I'm sitting here now watching my footage back, wondering why the fuck I even brought Adelinda to this fight. I'm so dumb, but that's okay, because Alice is a beast who simply comes onto the field and obliterates Revavroom with Psychic. Thank goodness. With our victory narrowly obtained, we transition to another flashback. Ortega's the one who designed and built the Starmobiles, which is pretty awesome. But no surprise that him being spoiled rich also got him bullied by others. But his friends, especially Mela, were supportive of his efforts and dedication to getting the vehicles running, something they clearly succeeded at. Ortega rewards me with a badge just in time for Harrington to appear and introduce the little prodigy to our buddy Clive. He's a distant acquaintance of mine. The name's Clive. Okay, what's your business here? I want you to tell me something. You're the son of a wealthy family and heir to a major apparel company, so why join a group like Team Star? What a question to ask someone you've just met. Well, my answer's the same as everyone else in the team. It's 'cause I was being bullied. So the academy really did used to have an issue with bullying. Who would guess, right? The school is all rainbows and butterflies these days, and the bullies from back then don't even go to the academy anymore. Why? What happened to them? As the former director of the academy, I believe I am best positioned to answer that question. Mr. Harrington. About 18 months ago, the members of Team Star confronted the students who used to bully them, and an altercation broke out between the groups. Though it did not escalate into a major incident, the altercation nonetheless caused a scandal of hitherto unknown proportions. As a result of what occurred that day, the students who had perpetrated the bullying dropped out of the academy one after another. Just as I was puzzling over how best to deal with Team Star in the aftermath of the incident, a certain student came to see me. The student declared that they would take all responsibility for the team's actions. In exchange, they requested that I exonerate the other students of Team Star from any blame. Huh? No! No one told me that! I accepted the request and agreed not to take disciplinary action against Team Star. Then I assigned 18 months of overseas study to the student who took responsibility for the team. A year and a half of studying abroad. Operation Star was technically a success, but it also came at the cost of the entire school staff resigning due to their failures to stop the bullying, meaning the current roster of teachers have all been teaching at the academy for only 18 months, which is fascinating, and the student who took the fall for the team is probably the big boss that went missing about a year and a half ago that the other Star members have mentioned. Cassiopeia calls to give me my reward and effectively recap what Harrington just explained, and Penny appears soon after with the rest of my winnings and to give her thoughts on the matter. But I guess the big boss was the one who urged everyone to face their bullies despite knowing how messed up the academy is. What a massive idiot, creating Team Star and just hoping their plan would miraculously work out. You really think that? I'm sure of it. Team Star's plot is like a web, and no matter how much of it you can see, you never quite feel like you've got the full picture until you beat all the bosses. And there's only one left, but she's a mighty challenge, so we'll put Team Star on the back burner for now, and instead fly to the final gym leader. Grusha isn't found in a real town, rather at the peak of a mountain that's like a little ski resort thing. I passed by here on my way to Rhyme earlier, which means it's no time at all before I'm walking into the gym's doors, ready for my next challenge. Nimona hypes me up a little first, and then it's time to do some skiing. Grusha's challenge is just a fun little mini-game, more substantial than Katie's olive pushing, but not really any more relevant than it. Mario Party, look out! Pokemon is coming for your title. Now, obviously, with jumping straight into the next challenge without any time to adventure and train up beforehand, that puts me in a position where my Pokemon may be a little underleveled, especially since I hadn't looked up what level Grusha's team was on. I was convinced that it should be fine though, since ice types are typically pretty fragile. That being said, you can still hear how unconfident I was going into this fight. Grusha shouldn't be too tough. Little did I know just how warranted that unconfidence was, but first, let's get introduced to the Sub-Zero Shredder. There you are. Ugh, I'm freezing. I take it you're a challenger? My name's Grusha. I'm a snowboarder. Used to be pro, actually. Now I'm a gym leader. I saw you on the slopes. Your skills... You got the job done. It's a lot of big talk, but let's get the action started. Arya's up first, taking out his Frostmoth, but taking huge damage in the process. I heal her up with a potion, but that didn't do anything to stop Titan's liquidation from one-shotting her. Oliver's next. I use my turn to revive Arya while Titan does Ice Spinner. That move was crazy. And it was super effective. Is ice super effective against grass? Yes. Ice is super effective against grass, which is clearly news to me. Which also means all of her feints as well. Alice is up next, using Psychic to finish off Zettai. Alright, got the Zettai. I can't be much harder now. Beartic. Oh, damn. Knowing Alice wouldn't be able to handle many hits from Beartic, I healed Arya back up so she can swap in with full HP. But then instead I decided to send out Adelinda, because I forgot Dragon is weak to ice. So Adelinda is... No! Dragon isn't weak to ice, it's flying that is. Dragon is weak to ice. After Adelinda faints, I then actually send out Arya. She trades some blows with Beartic, but unfortunately isn't quick enough to KO him before fainting herself. This is when I really realized how deep the shit was. Grusha might fucking win. The fam squad misses their play rough and also faint, so Heidi's out next, who was luckily fast enough to finally finish this big guy off with foul play. Grusha's on his last Pokemon, Altaria. Terastallizing to the ice type, Altaria's Ice Beam terrorizes Heidi, who does survive on 1 HP, but is also frozen solid. It really looked like I wasn't gonna win this one. You can even see how lost in thought I was about the situation as I wander across the different menus trying to plan what I should do. I decide to max revive fam squad and prepare for Heidi to faint, but instead she proves herself the leader of the team for a reason and toughs it out again, staying at 1 HP. Heidi does her best to bide enough time for me to heal the others, including tanking a 3rd Ice Beam. She can't stop. You can't defeat her. She's too powerful. I used all this time to regroup the team until finally the 4th Ice Beam brings her down. Gonna waste all your Ice Beams at this rate. Finally taken down. I can't let Heidi's sacrifice, her amazing endurance, go to waste. With my drive to win and belief in my team rejuvenated by Heidi's determination, I send out Alice again. The two start trading psychics and hurricanes until she's not too fast, and she's definitely weak to hurricane. Oh my gosh, a critical hit! I will praise you until the end of time! You are the greatest! You and Heidi are the most powerful members of the team! Oh my lord! Oh, I almost gave up. I was like, I need to believe in the power of friendship. And then Heidi started tanking hits. Oh, we won! I'm overflowing with pride for my magical kids. I genuinely thought I'd be needing to come back after some training, but my team is so dedicated that they can do anything. I get a cute selfie with Grusha alongside my 8th and final gym badge. Demona and Gita meet up with me to let me know that the next stop for this part of the adventure is the Pokemon League, which is very nice of them, but I have some more stuff to do first. I set my sights on Casseroya Lake, one of the other major locations that seems to lag an awful lot. I'm not heading there to count the frame rate though, I'm headed to the final Titan, but first, I gotta actually get there. Oh boy, he's mean, okay. Oh, he's mean. Picnic. Picnic for safety. Can you handle these guys? Nope. Great try. Oh, are we entering a cutscene? Oh, Arvin should probably be calling me. Oh, okay. We landed. Are you nervous? Don't be nervous. You're doing so well. Go ahead and kill them. Go ahead and kill them. Alright, that's fine, honey. Come on, fight through the PowerPoint and do Dazzling Gleam. With some perseverance, we do make it to the little Tatsugiri, though. Good gravy! That was intense! No long-winded recap for this fight since Oliver bullied Dondozo into submission, but the fight's not over yet. We chase it back to its lair where the Tatsugiri charges up on the Herba Mystica, and Arvin shows up to help. Hey man, I think I found it. Twiins, did you find the Titan? Yeah. Dondozo's still a wimp though, so Oliver handles him again with no problem. But Tatsugiri still stands in our way, and golly, I can't really hype this one up either. Unlike Grusha's ice types, my team is just very well prepared for water and dragon type Pokemon. The final Titan has been defeated, which means Arvin and I get to go make ourselves the last of the fancy sandwiches, and this is the spicy one. Trusty Arvin's chock-a-block full of cheer final herb super sandwich. Title pending. Squeeze this badge tight and cry beautiful tears of friendship as you eat, okay? Arvin's face! We share our sandwiches with our Pokemon, which means we've gotten all the Herba Mystica Arvin had set out to get to heal Mabostiff. It's gonna make you all better, I promise. Twiins and I, we really did our best to get this for you. We're gonna play with your favorite ball as much as you want. You know? Just like how we used to. Please, get better. That's all I want, really. Mabostiff, you did your best, bud. Goddamn, I'm gonna start crying again at this rate. Luckily, I get a distracting phone call before the tears can start rolling. Oh, my phone call is early. Hello, Twiins. This is Turo. Huh? It seems that Miraidon has gained all of its powers, except for the power to battle. It should now be able to climb up any vertical surfaces it grabs onto while you're riding upon it. Great! I knew you were the right one to entrust this to, Twiins. Listen to you. Like you had anything to do with it. That voice. Arvin, are you there? I have been searching so long for a way to reach you. Because no one else can get into my lab but you. Excuse me? Please, take Twiins back to the lighthouse with you. To the lab on Poco Path. I will reach out once more when you arrive there. The professor's gotten the plot stirring. Arvin reveals he hasn't heard from his dad in years and is not happy about immediately being given a chore. And brother, understandable. With Mabostiff by his side, Arvin sets out to the lighthouse, but I'm gonna be making a small detour to go challenge the final Team Star boss first. Getting to her is a bit of a challenge though, at least it is if you're as dumb as I am, and if you get distracted by Pokemon as easily as I do. And to be honest, I got to the North Province Area 1 Pokemon Center, and then stopped playing for a while. Life kinda got in the way for a little bit, which is a reason why this video has taken me so long to make. But that's okay, because I was still thinking about this magical adventure during all that time, and it means I realized something. That I'm a fucking fool and should put Blue back on the team immediately! Like, listen, past self, I get it, we really like the Smoliv line, but Oliver has been struggling to keep up for most of this adventure, and also Heidi's already part grass, Blue kicks ass, and so I gotta get her back on the party, which is exactly the first thing I do once I was able to return to this adventure a couple months later. Oh, what level is she gonna be on? 33. Okay, that's alright. You're coming back on into the team. Okay, with Blue around 20 levels below the rest of the kids, one priority was to level her up, but before that, I gotta go get back to the school and catch up with the teachers. Here is another small edit of the shenanigans we all got up to. Don't talk to me, don't interact with me. I snuck in a little bonus question there right at the end again. It's our little secret, don't tell the director. Times classes are, like real-life math, quite boring. Ooh, that's a hard question. 5 out of 5 questions correct! Aw, baby! Math expert. Her hair. Does it not bug out anymore? Oh, I stopped listening. Shit. She's luminescent. Art with Mr. Hassel. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's so small compared to Hassel. Oh, I love him. Thank you so much. So much talking that I've gotta do with people. Okay. The Cursed Treasures, the 4 Pokemon of Ruin. Don't you think it would be nice to free those little Pokemon from the confines of the tiny little shrine, Twiins? Yeah. Probably wouldn't be terrible or disastrous. This is gonna be a nightmare to edit together. Well, you see, I do not want anyone to overhear this, but I hear rumors of an incredibly sweet condiment that exists somewhere in the Paldea region. I absolutely must experience this ambrosial sweetness for myself. Ah, great timing, new kid. Nurse Miriam here won't try the sandwich I made.
Well, duh. I don't want to get a stomachache.
You really helped me out, new kid. Take this as a way of saying thanks. 10 bottles of protein. That sure was fun, but I can't hold off on training up Blue, and also Arya, really, any longer, it seems. You can't outrun from me. Oh, I guess you can. Shit! I would be more inclined to use Gallade in a game where Mega Evolution is available. I think Mega Gallade is definitely Earth Power, yes. It faints so sadly. What's happening? Amazing, stunning, delightful, much shorter than I thought. Yes, that's right. Our shiny girl has finally evolved again. It feels like it's been so long since I got to show you a new design. It's very, very exciting. I continue to the bamboo-laden area of the SAF squad base. My plan was to continue training, but I accidentally wandered close enough to the base to prompt Cassiopeia's phone call. Oops. That's okay, we'll chat with Clive for a second and then get back to the leveling. This is where I'd play a fun clip from that conversation, but it's basically just re-establishing that this is the last base. Well, back to the grinding, I guess. 17 minutes of me not saying anything funny, because I was too busy shoveling popcorn into my mouth, and we're ready to challenge Aerie. Charging to the gate, we find not a grunt, but the boss herself defending her walls. Don't you trust your grunts enough to put them on guard duty? Watch your mouth. I'm here because I don't want to risk anyone else getting hurt. That's all. Despite wanting to defend her squad, a grunt named Carmen steps in and insists on fighting us for Aerie. Ooh, Krogunk. A Pokemon whose type I can never really remember. Despite my issues with Krogunk's typing, the battle goes by smoothly, with Alice decimating the fighters. And with that, we get to storm the base. Alice, Adelinda, and Blue are all powerhouses amongst the fighting type Pokemon of the SAF squad, which means it isn't long before Aerie gets called back out. My Pokemon's type advantages make me want to assume this will be an easy battle, but Aerie has a real ability to intimidate her opponents that leaves my heart still worried for the match. Her Toxicroak does massive damage to Alice, but she holds on to take it out with Psychic. Next up is Annihilate, and with Alice's HP so low, I swap her out for Adelinda. Oh damn, Ice Punch. Okay, that's, great to know about now. Clearly, Adelinda's at a bit of a disadvantage here, so the fam squad swaps in. Annihilate? Oh, fuck! No, not the freeze! This thing's Ice Punch is really putting me through the ringer, huh? With fam squad frozen, I decide to heal Alice back up as close combat takes them out. Annihilate's ghost typing has me worried for Alice though, so I send out Blue next. Ooh, so effective, oh my gosh. Blue finally manages to kiss this thing to death, so Passimian is up next, and Blue continues to prove that she should have been on the team this whole time by eating through its HP as well, and Alice swiftly follows suit with Aerie's Lucario. Well, not really swiftly, Alice is a very slow Pokemon, but you get it. All that's left is the Starmobile. Its Steel-type moves are super effective against my fairy girls who have been doing so well so far. So, once it knocks Alice out, I send out Blue, but start trying to rub my brain cells together to form a plan. And a plan I do form. Alice's Terra type is Psychic, which eliminates her weakness to Steel. I revive and heal her back up just in time for Blue to faint, meaning we get a clean swap in. Okay, let's go, let's go. Now you won't be weak to the Steel-type moves anymore. Okay, your defense still isn't, phenomenal, though. I will say. Oh my gosh! She's so powerful! She's a little squishy, but she makes up for it in raw strength. With our phenomenal victory, we get the final flashback as Aerie recalls training with the others to help them get stronger. No surprise to me that Aerie is a total sweetie pie behind all the makeup, more focused on keeping her friends safe than her own need for rest. I gave it my all, but it wasn't enough. That wasn't enough. You showed amazing strength. Even if the code didn't require me to give it to you,
I'd want you to have this.
Yeah! Grunt Carmen shows up with Clive in tow, explaining how she had used to be one of Aries' bullies, but how she joined the squad after Aries stood up for Carmen when the bullying had turned to her.
Riri and the rest of Team Star made me who I am today. Please, don't take away our greatest treasure.
As usual, Cassiopeia gives us some rewards, but no penny to be seen this time. Instead, Clive is acting as delivery boy for my reward. Where is the big boss?
Don't worry, there's no need to search them out. The true identity of the big boss is none other than me.
Cassiopeia is the big boss of Team Star. That certainly explains why they know everything about the team and act oddly sorrowful every time I've defeated the leaders. Not much of a surprise, if I'm being honest. Cassiopeia instructs me to meet them at the schoolyard, and Clives makes it clear he'll join me there. We're really reaching the endgame now, most notably with Aries' badge being the final one in my collection to obtain. Wow! But badges aren't the only part of the quest Nemona gave me to become champion rank. I still need to face the Elite Four, and with all the hard work my team have put in towards collecting all 18 of these badges, I think we're ready to face that challenge. Reaching the gates to the Pokemon League is just a small hop, skip, and jump away from Mesa Goza. It's nice that we don't really have Victory Road here. Because personally, Victory Road sucks. I hate it. I always do. So it's not long until I find Gita to talk to. La Primera wishes us luck, and then lets her Elite Four handle the rest. And first up isn't a battle, but an interview. If we want to fight the League, we need to prove that we've been actually paying attention during this journey. Now, what do you intend to do if you become a champion? I want to find treasure. Well, I want to battle Nemona. Tell me, which of the 8 gyms gave you the most difficulty? Glassdeo? And what is the name of the gym leader you faced there? Grusha. But do you remember which type of Pokemon Grusha used? Ice. I remember because I thought it was going to be easy. What was the category of the Pokemon you chose to be your first partner? The Fire Croc. My amigo, even though she's a girl, and I named her incorrectly. Next is the final question for this interview. Do you like Pokemon Twiins? I love it. I love them. I love the game. I love the series, the franchise. Good job, kiddo. Looks like my answers get the Rika seal of approval, but the hard part is far from over. I know Rika is first up, and because I'm a pro, I definitely don't need to do a short Google search on how to handle her ground types. What is ground? Week 2. Is it just rock? Filled with a shaky amount of confidence, I can't stall any longer and head into the next room. Let good old Rika be the first of the Elite Four to take you on. I'd say I'll go easy on you, but I'd be lying. Think fast. I start with Blue and Rika with Whiscash. Not a stunning start, I'll admit it. None of my other Pokemon are excellent options to swap into, though, so I decide to see how Brick Break does. Great. That was, awful. Blue dodges Blizzard, but Draining Kiss does even less damage than Brick Break. Since Blue's struggle bussin' so much, I change in Adelinda, whose flying type means she's immune to ground type moves. Whiscash's half water type is clearly messing me up here. Thunder Fang? Will it work? Damn. We all gave it a good try. Fuck, I forgot about Blizzard. With the help of another dodged Blizzard, Adelinda's able to Dragon Claw Whiscash to death. Donphan's next, so Blue takes the field once more. Hydro Pump hits, but Donphan's sturdy ability keeps it up just long enough to Poison Jab, a super effective counterplay that takes Blue down. Uh-oh. Heidi cleans up, but with Camerupt coming in next, I definitely don't want her to stay on the field. Blue would have been a perfect pick, but with her fainted, I opt in for the Fam Squad. Now, during our training, the Fam learned a very important move. Population Bomb. I'm about to use it for the first time, and I'm going to learn that when in doubt, use Population Bomb. Let's try Population Bomb, just for fun. Not bad. Camerupt does yawn, and I decide to use Fam Squad's turns to revive and heal up Blue. Hydro Pump misses, meaning Camerupt sets up another yawn, but she lands a second try. Dugtrio's coming out, and so does Heidi. And finally, it's a matchup that just goes well, with my mushy girl's Giga Drain coming in clutch. It's time for Rika's final Pokemon, Cloudsire. We both Terastallize, and then Rika proves she's the smartest person in the league. Protect? What? Oh no, she's weak to the Sandstorm now. We can't protect forever. That weirdly haunting statement is correct. Rika's Earthquakes don't deal more damage than Heidi can heal with Giga Drain. I respect Rika trying to stall out, hoping the Sandstorm's chip damage will turn the tides in her favor, but Heidi is the leader for a reason. Excellent. One down. Talk about unfair. No way I was ever gonna win that one. Still though, what a great battle. Felt good, even to lose. Not a whole lot of trainers have the skill to make it past the elite test, but who knows? I'm beginning to think you might be one of the few that do, Twiins. Better stay on your toes, though. The second of the Elite Four is stronger than me. You're up next, Squirt. Come on out.
Coming! Oh wow, did you lose, Rika?
Yeah, I did. She's no pushover, let me tell you. I'll be watching from the side. Avenge me if you can, eh?
You bet I will.
I take this time to change Blue's moveset. Hydro Pump misses way too much for my liking, so we'll be replacing that with Aqua Tail. I also heal up, which is when I make the horrible realization that I forgot to buy more items before charging into the League building. So I'm gonna have to try and be smart about how I heal up moving forward. With that, we're all set and ready to face the second member of the Elite Four, Poppy and her Steel-type Pokemon.
It's so cool you made it this far, but this is where you say bye-bye, miss. All my Pokemon are super tough. Your weak attacks won't work on them at all. They'll bounce right off, you'll see. I can't wait for you to meet my friends, so here they come.
Poppy starts with Copperajah, and I send out Aria. My hope is that we'll be able to just flamethrower everything easy peasy. 2 flamethrowers plus a burn take out Copperajah, but its high horsepower similarly makes Aria faint. Going in blind for the next opponent, I send out Heidi, and Poppy sends out Magnezone. It'd be a decent matchup if it weren't for Levitate negating Heidi's ground-type moves. Feeling a little bit at a loss as to what to do about this bitch, I send in Alice. Psychic's good against everything, right? Okay. Oh. Flash Cannon is a Steel-type move. Ooh, it's gonna be really embarrassing if I choose to keep that in the final edit. Still feeling like I'm floundering, I send out the Fam Squad. Population Bomb, let's go. Not great. Not bad. Hit all 10 times, that's pretty good. Another round of that, and Magnezone's in the red. Flash Cannon seems sure to take out the Fam, but they hold on to 1 HP with the power of love. The Fam finishes the evil Saucer of Peril, which means next is Corviknight. Fam Squad did great, but it's time to swap in Adelinda. Thunderfang doesn't do quite as much as I was hoping, and Iron Defense certainly won't help either, but it's kinda all I got, so I just keep spamming the electric move until I win. And that means Adelinda levels up, which is always nice, but it's especially nice this time. Flamethrower, what a time! Perfect timing for you to learn Flamethrower. Thunderfang's pretty weak and low on PP anyway. Let's get that out of here and return to my original plan. Flamethrower everything. Bronzong can't handle the heat, but Tinkaton's fairy type means we gotta switch gears and swap in Heidi. With this being Poppy's final Pokemon, she Terastallizes. Meanwhile, we just start spamming Earth Power, and with luck on our side, prompting Gigaton Hammer to miss, we finish off the battle.
Well, I want to take revenge on you, Rika.
Pretty sure you mean take revenge for me, Squirt. I don't think I did anything wrong by you. Hate to say it, but you lost, Poppy. Better call the next guy.
Oh, that's right. I haven't had to do this in such a long time. It's your turn, Mr. Larry.
My beloved, you're back, I see. Hello there. It's me, Larry. Okay, Larry's scary. They're all scary. That's right, my future husband isn't just a gym leader, he's an Elite Four member too. And now that he's got the fancy black gloves on, he means business. I heal up, whinging at how little resources I have, take a deep breath, and get ready to fight again. But first, I decide to put Thunderfang back on Adelinda, because it's the best thing I've got to handle flying types. So you made it this far. I serve as a member of the Elite Four too. Yes, unfortunately for me. At my gym I use normal type Pokemon since I feel they have a lot in common with me. But, well, the boss told me to use a different type here. So if you have any complaints, please take it up with La Primera. Anyway, time to get to work. Larry leads with Tropius, and by now I've learned, when in doubt, just go a Population Bomb, which does quite well. Probably my best opening move for the Elite Four. Larry's combo of Sunny Day Solar Beam does huge damage, and the fam squad only hit one round of Population Bomb in their second turn. I don't think they can survive another Solar Beam like that, so I bravely swap in Aria. Her Bug and Fire typing are both good against Tropius' Grass type, but Bug is weak to Flying. She tanks the Solar Beam, and I cross my fingers that Aria outspeeds here. Fuck. Well, damn. Adelinda's next, and while Flamethrower wasn't really necessary for how little HP Tropius had, I was mad. And it certainly got the job done. Altaria's next, so I change in Alice. Alice is really, really slow, but if she can survive long enough, she hits like a truck. Staraptor's next up to fight, so Adelinda's on the field again. Thunderfang does a lot better against a Pokemon that isn't kitted out with Corviknight's defense stat. Larry's Brave Birds hit hard, but not hard enough to take out my shiny girl. Larry's only got 2 Pokemon left, but his penultimate one is going to really throw me for a loop. Oricorio, but what type of Oricorio? That matters so much. They're gonna send out blue. Great, the worst one it could have been. Awesome, love that for me. Okay. Larry confuses blue with Teeter Dance, but I'm not too worried about that because I'm using my turns to do a mid-battle heal session. That is, until Larry's next turn. Icy Wind. Not an electric type move. Do you not know an electric type move? Seems like it. It does know Revelation Dance. I don't know why Larry wasn't using it. Maybe he wanted to go easy on me as a show of affection. Whatever the reason was, I fumble around and squander my opportunity to do any good damage before Larry decides he's had enough of my bullshit. Okay, what are you doing wasting time with Icy Wind? Larry is an enigma, truly, but there's no time to ponder that now. Heidi is weak to flying and Icy Wind, but theoretically Earth Power could be great against an electric type. Unfortunately, being part flying means Oricorio's immune to ground types. Oh well, it was worth a try. Heidi hurts herself in her confusion, but dodges Icy Wind. I opt to heal Alice while Heidi holds down the fort for a moment before fading. Even though I just healed up Alice, I decide Fam Squad is the way to go here. They miss 1 Population Bomb, but take out Oricorio with the second one. I only have 1 PP left for it now, and Larry's on his last Pokemon, Flamigo. My team is looking rough. I revive Blue while Larry Terastallizes, Fam Squad survives a close combat, and I decide to push my luck with 1 final Population Bomb. Okay. Oh my gosh! The Fam Squad! They're so amazing! Thank the Lord, things were looking dicey there, and there's still 1 more Elite Four member to go! You're a lot stronger than I recall. No wonder La Primera likes you. Now then, I suppose the final member of the Elite Four is next. It's your turn, Hassel. Now where could he be? I don't think he heard you, Larry. Come on in, Hassel. Larry, you may need to speak up just a little bit more. Hassel! Hassel, you're up! Hello there, twins. It delights me to see you here. As for you, Larry, I see you made Rika do the shouting again, I was nervous about Larry, but I found myself the most scared of Hassel. I was, of course, absolutely certain you would make it to me eventually. Young sprouts truly grow with astounding speed, yes. But I never for a moment imagined we would be facing each other so soon. Now a teacher's duty is to guide students and aid their growth. But I think I shall forget about my role as a teacher for a moment, and wield all my might for the sole purpose of defeating you. I am Hassel, the dragon guarding the final fortress of the elite test. Prepare to learn firsthand how the fiery breath of ferocious battle feels. He starts with Noivern, and I start with Blue. Starting with Super Fang is a great move on his part, but Draining Kiss brings that HP right back. I try to set up Aqua Ring, something I don't think I ever actually succeed in doing in this whole playthrough, actually. But Air Slash causing Blue to flinch means I can't before she faints. I know Noivern is fast. Let's see if it's faster than Adelinda, though. It is. Oof. But Adelinda survives the hit and finishes it off with Dragon Claw. Flapple's next, and with Adelinda in the red, I opt to swap in Alice. She survives Seed Bomb and one-shots the little guy. But next is Dragalge, whose poison typing is gonna make things difficult for her. So Heidi comes in next. Sludge Bomb does poison Heidi, but that's not enough to stop her from earth powering it down to 0 HP. Hexorus is next, which stumps me a bit. So when in doubt, send out Fam Squad. We've got its PP all restored, but that doesn't matter when Play Rough does nearly half Hexorus' health. Unfortunately, Hassel's Pokemon survives on like 1 HP and Fam Squad goes down to Dragon Claw. All I need is to hit first. Basically any move will take down Hexorus. Heidi is the fastest, and does manage to outspeed Hexorus. Only one Pokemon left, Baxcalibur. I opt to use Heidi as a shield, taking my turn to restore Alice's HP while Hassel terastallizes. Icicle Crash is super effective against Heidi, and she faints. Alice comes back, and while Icicle Crash hurts her a lot too, she swaps that same damage with Dazzling Gleam. I don't know if she can survive another Icicle Crash, though. Maybe he will miss. He does not miss, but that's okay. Alice put the team in a good position here. Aria is very squishy, so I use her as another shield to revive Fam Squad. Glaive Rush does huge damage, but she survives on 1 HP, and Baxcalibur takes some damage from the rocky helmet she's wearing. I take this opportunity to heal up Fam Squad some more, as another Glaive Rush comes down. With that chip damage from Rocky Helmet, all Fam Squad needs to do is land 1 attack. Just need to land 1 hit. Okay. Oh boy. We somehow did it! My team was nearly wiped out, but we did it! Only La Primera remains. You really did it!
Oh, wow!
Huh. Oh, wonderful! I'm so proud of you!
Ah, don't cry, Grandpa Hassel. There. Want a hug?
Sorry about all this, twins. The old man can get like that sometimes. So what do I do? I'm just so overwhelmed. My team's levels have gotten pretty uneven, so I opt to use some EXP candy I've got to level them out a bit. With everyone a little bit closer to level 60, it's time to become a champion. I set out onto the field, a beautiful midday battleground looking over the region. Welcome, twins. It gives me great joy that you've managed to make it all the way to the pinnacle of the Pokemon League. The final test is a battle against me, the top champion. To pass, all you need to do is win. But before we get started, I should apologize for one thing. You see, I have a trait that some might say is inappropriate for the League chairwoman. I'm utterly incapable of holding back when it comes to Pokemon battles. Maybe that's why nobody passed this test recently. It's a bit of a problem, to be honest. But you might manage something wonderful, like Champion Nemona did. So, are you ready for your final test? I want to see the true measure of your talent. Esparta's up first, while I lead with Fam Squad. We swap blows, but Fam Squad manages to come out on top. Avalug's next to play, so Aria swaps in. Avalug's Earthquake catches me off guard, but Aria's a tough buttercup and survives to take it down. King Gambit's next, and while she's taking quite a bit of damage, I opt to keep Arya on the field, hoping she's fast and strong enough to handle the cool new Mon of the region. Luckily, she is fast, but Flamethrower doesn't do nearly as much damage as I was hoping. However, like I said, she's a tough buttercup and survives on 1 HP again. I swap into Adelinda, who luckily dodges Stone Edge coming in. Another Flamethrower gets King Gambit into the orange, while Stone Edge misses again. You just can't hit us! Oh, we're unstoppable. Okay. I bet Gita is fuming over there. Getting mad doesn't help though, as Adelinda takes down King Gambit. Falluza's next, which means Adelinda stays to bring the heat with Crunch. Ice Fang is a great retaliation on Gita's part, but not quite enough to take my big girl down. Only 2 Pokemon remain. Go-Go's next up, and I send in Arya. She's only got 1 HP though, so I gotta spend my first turn playing Recovery for her. Headbutt does decent damage, but Flame Body kicks in just in time to burn the goat. And it took damage from the Rocky Helmet too. Hell yeah! With the burn lowering its attack, Headbutt doesn't hurt as much the next turn, and with Arya using Leech Life, it's like she never got hurt in the first place. Go-Goat is down. La Primera's on her last Pokemon, Glamora. A rock poison type, it's a tough one, but I trust Blue to do her best. Unfortunately, her best was up against Sludge Wave. Yeah, that's okay. We all make mistakes. Luckily, I rub 2 brain cells together and make a smart play this time and send out Heidi, who I Terastallize in turn. Oh, yeah, baby! Oh, shit, I forgot about its ability! That's alright. We shouldn't be swapping anyone in. Oh, fuck. I'm sure they can take it. Fuck, dude. Okay. What a calamitous turn. All I'm looking for now is speed, which means the fam is up again. Unfortunately, I seem to have lost all my brain cells after my previous smart play. Even Population Bomb should be fine. Oh, fuck. Oh, it keeps going. Okay, that's worth that to get excited to see. Oh, you fucking kidding me, fam squad! This is how you're supposed to unleash a move. This is what it takes to be at the top. Goddamn. I embarrass myself, and then Gita starts throwing out insults. Omega oof! Fam Squad feints to Terra Blast, and I send Adelinda back out. She's the fastest, but not fast enough, as Glamora outspeeds our shiny queen. However, Gita's still unlucky when it comes to landing hits on her, as Terra Blast misses, and Adelinda's able to deal the final blow. Such overwhelming power, such amazing skill. It seems Paldea has gained another wonderful trainer to be proud of. Congratulations. It's my honor to call you Champion Twiins. Congratulations is right. Now I can really say you're good to go.
Yay, you did it, miss!
Congratulations. Just amazing. Yeah, I'm a champion and the Elite Four has shown up to congratulate me too. Gita says trainers are the treasures of the region, but I still haven't actually found my treasure that I've set out for at the start of this journey. I'm getting close though, but first, I need to collect my friends to help me. Nemona ambushes me as I exit the building, but we decide to move our champion level battle to Mesa Goza, which is fine by me because my new champion title means I've earned my final transformation. With my final form achieved, the next thing on the list is Arya. She's swell, but I need her to evolve into her final form too, so she can really go toe-to-toe with our endgame challenges. So it's one last round of wandering and leveling for the team. Until finally, it's happening! Wow. Look at that. Stunning. Arya becomes the Volcano Princess she was always meant to be, and the team all look excellent. I spent a little bit more time getting everyone to level 60. What is this seam? Look at this seam in the world. Oh. Damn, that's not good. It's just a wide open seam in the ground. That is fascinating. And we're good to go. But go where, you ask? Well, I think we've kept Arvin waiting for us long enough. So I scuttle back to the lighthouse where we first met. There you are. Seriously, you beat me here? I know, I did a bunch of stuff too. What were you doing? There'd better be a good reason for calling us here like this. Everyone always says he's some kind of genius. Absolutely brilliant as a Pokemon professor. My dad, that is. But let me tell you, as a parent, he's the worst. All he ever does is work. He never comes home. My boss Stiff's the only one who was there for me. Always. Anyway, it's open now. Go on in. Inside the lab is pretty decrepit. When was the last time Turo was actually in here? Well, some machines kick on, so the professor's still paying an electric bill on the place, it seems. Turo FaceTimes us on his computer to give us the deets. I am currently at the deepest point in Area 0, in the Great Crater of Paldea. I have been searching the unique Pokemon here for a very long time. I'm asking the two of you to lend a hand, to help carry out the final step of the great Professor Turo's glorious research. But there is something we need first, something that can be found within that lab. What we need is the Violet Book. Arvin, that's your book, yeah? Wait, you mean this book? Ah, so you took it from the lab, did you, Arvin? This expedites things. Bring the Violet Book to the deepest depths of Area 0. I promise that it will be an experience worth treasuring if you come. The professor needs Arvin's book O Herbs, but it's dangerous in the Great Crater, which is probably why it's also technically off limits, but we'll just ignore that part. So, Arvin and I need a full adventuring party for our trip into the crater. Huh. Area 0. I do want to go there real bad. That place is bad news. It was down in Area 0 that Mabostov got wounded in the first place. Down in the Great Crater of Paldea. In all honesty, I'd be perfectly happy to never see that place again. You've been in there? I'm jealous, I want to go. Are you gonna go? Of course. Professor needs help. I suppose he did ask. And I can't just stand by and watch while a friend heads off into danger on her own. That's because you're a magical girl too. So I guess I'm going too. Besides, I'd love to give Dad a piece of my mind. Yeah! Arvin proposes a battle to make sure we're good enough for the crater, so we head outside to see that Mabostov wants to join the fun too. Big Boy's feeling so much better that he's ready for battle again. So, we let the battle start. Arvin is my favorite part of Scarlet and Violet. Despite him originally coming across as abrasive the moment he opens up in the cafeteria to ask you to help him get the herbs, I could tell he was gonna be a fun character, and he really is. His story with Mabostov obviously is told quite well. It's why you can hear me tear up while reading his lines. It's why I've played huge portions of his scenes for this video. But Arvin doesn't just have an almost dead dog to him that makes him so well written. Arvin's relationship with his parents, the professors of the game, Tura and Sada, is so excellently complex, most likely written so well because game director Shigeru Omori pulled from his own life experience with losing his parents for Arvin's story. But even still, strip Arvin of all his plot relevancy, and he's still incredibly fun and likable. His terse attitude but adorable passion for cooking makes him leagues more fun to interact with than many of his Pokemon companion predecessors. It's why I always fight the Stony Cliff Titan first, because I love Arvin's story the most. Remove Arvin, and you lose half of what makes this game's story so great, in my opinion. It was a good battle, and with it, Arvin decides we're ready to face the crater, but we gotta get some more friends to help us. It takes some time to finalize the items for my magical kids to hold, and then I set my sights to the next destination. The school, where Cassiopeia is meant to be waiting for us. But what's this? Clive meets us at the entrance. Sup, twins? Clive, what are you doing here? Yep, that's my name. Actually, no. It's time for me to bring this little performance to an end. Allow me to reveal my true identity. Ha ha! Director Clavel! I play along with Clavel's disguise for this video quite a lot, but I gotta say that during my first playthrough, I found myself really questioning if the two were different characters or not. Like, it was so obvious that it started to feel like a red herring. Clavel continues the bombshells by saying he's also Cassiopeia, which is much harder to believe, because Clavel is a really bad liar, but we'll keep playing along and agree to face him in battle. There's a reason why I gave Clavel a fancy introduction alongside the friend group, and it's because, to me, he is part of the friend group. Clavel won't be joining our expedition into Area Zero, but I can't deny that his disguise as Clive, and subsequently his involvement with Operation Starfall, makes him just as integral to the story as Cassiopeia. Despite Jacques being the one to invent the Pokedex for this region, and despite Turo and Sada's official stance as the professors for the games, arguably Clavel is the one who plays the actual role of Professor. He introduces the game to us, he sets us out on our adventures to find the treasure, he uses the final starter, and above all else, he is given more character and involvement than any professor before him, who all stay cooped up in their labs instead. I adore Clavel, and Clive. He's so fun, and a very welcome addition to the game's story. He put up a good fight, but in the end, I come out victorious. Clavel admits that he isn't Cassiopeia, and deems me competent enough to fight Cassiopeia for real. If you had lost, it would have fallen to me to bring down Cassiopeia. Such was my resolve. But it turns out you are as strong as you are kind. If anyone has a chance of saving that poor child, it is surely you. Thank you, Professor. I head to the school's track to find the real Big Boss, and to no surprise, we already know them too. Twiins. Oh, do you think your identity is hidden? Yes, it's Penny, and despite having me go through all of Operation Starfall for her, Penny asks for one last battle, to see if the team should really disband or not. Clive! You're here! Sorry to keep you. The letter of apology Miss Time had me- preparations took longer than expected. That voice. Are you Clive? Penny. So it was you after- No, is that you, Cassiopeia? In the flesh. I've a task for you, Clive, if you'll accept it. I want you to record what happens next so I can send the video to Team Star. They need to see the outcome of this battle for themselves. Okay, will do. With Clive recording, Penny and I are both set, and the battle begins. Penny is the one who will benefit the most with our adventure down Area Zero in terms of getting to see how she interacts with others. It can be easy to chalk Penny up to how she is when talking face to face, sort of shy and unconfident. However, it's important to remember that Penny is truly being herself when she's talking to us on the phone as Cassiopeia. Penny is standoffish, but she's no wallflower, featuring the same snide remarks and self-righteous overconfidence that most other evil team leaders share. The big difference being that instead of having these traits due to some cultish quest for world domination or destruction, this angst is the result of the normal toxic dealings many teenagers face growing up, making Penny not only a fascinating evil team leader to discuss, but a welcome addition to the friend group. She brings a small level of apathy and negativity that spurs the others into pushing their more positive traits in an attempt to sway Penny's attitude, without ever having her wander into Debbie Downer territory. The fans so often find ourselves really enjoying the villains in Pokemon, especially with the game's shift to having the evil teams really only be evil in air quotes. So, having the villainous leader actively be our friend is nothing short of brilliant, I say. She ended up giving me a lot more trouble than I expected, but my team makes it out on top. With Penny's defeat, we flash back one last time to see Penny's final call with the others after the fateful day Team Star stood up to their bullies. We're done here. I think we should call it quits. Hold up, you're saying we should break up the team? You gotta be joking! We got carried away with Operation Star. Now everything's gotten out of hand. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you round up a bunch of bullies in the courtyard and make a show of learning them some manners.
But we didn't even fight them in the end. We didn't do anything wrong.
Indeed, merely did we declare our intention to battle tooth and nail should the villains persist in their tyrannous oppression. 'Twas a bloodless victory, we assure you. Yeah, they didn't even send out their Pokemon. They just blubbered and apologized a whole lot. Our outfits must have spooked them good. But the bullies made a huge stink about what went down, and then they ended up leaving the academy. Our plan backfired epically. There's no way we're getting off scot-free. I guess you're right. This little stunt might have put us up the creek. I'll fix this mess on my end. Just leave it to me. What are you saying? I'm the one who started Team Star. I dragged you all into this. So I'll take responsibility for everything. Oh, noble and kind big boss who cannot. Now that the bullies are gone, you guys should start going to school again. Oh yeah? And what about you? I can't go back. Why? There's no reason for you to stay shut in your room anymore, right? All I can say to you guys is, thanks. Even though we never met in person, you were all so kind to me.
Stop right there, BB. Why are you talking like we'll never speak again?
I need to take care of some things. Prithee, speak to us. What is thine intent? Hey, big boss, answer us! Bye-bye, guys. Thanks for everything. Penny was sent home to Galar as punishment on behalf of the whole team, and has only just recently gotten to return to Mesa Goza when we ran into her. Operation Starfall was always an attempt to get the team to disband, to keep them from getting into further trouble. Penny's a true friend and a real leader. No wonder she's the big boss. Clive reveals his true identity to Penny, and reveals that he's gotten quite the surprise together for this occasion. Huh? Yo, big boss, long time no see. Momo. More like long time no meet, right? I mean, we only found out your real name just now. Verily, is thy long-hidden continence a sight for sore eyes, my lady. So, I heard your name was Penny. How you been this whole time? We found you at last! You have no idea how worried we've been. Okay, gang, on the count of 3. 1, 2... Hello,
Penny.
I love that they don't do the Hasta la Vista pose in time, like, at all. Clavel apologizes to the kids and allows them to continue as their team without repercussion, as long as a few rule breaks are addressed. Your protracted truancy, your brazen customization of school uniforms, your unauthorized usage of academy equipment, your reckless modification and jeopardous driving of Pokemon-powered vehicles. Need I go on? Your flagrant disregard for school rules cannot simply be overlooked. Scatter! Everyone run! But don't forget, Clavel's part of the friend group, so their punishment is basically continuing to hang out with their bases. Truly the best ending the team could have asked for. But I'm still working towards my ending, so I can't rest yet. I meet up with Clavel in his office to find Penny also visiting. She wants to help the rest of Team Star, but also has a confession of a previously unknown crime. But, I should be punished more heavily than the others, I think. Why so? Because of Operation Starfall? No, not that. Because of the other really bad thing I did. And what would that be? You know, the LP I gave you both in exchange for helping me with Operation Starfall. I got hold of it sort of illegally by hacking the Pokemon League's LP management system. Ah, I see. That is quite the revelation. I did not think such a thing was even possible in the first place. It wasn't all that hard. I'm really sorry and I won't do it again. This matter is rather out of my jurisdiction, I'm afraid. I will have to consult Miss Gita, the Pokemon League chairwoman, on how best to proceed. Fingers crossed Penny doesn't get herself thrown in jail, because her skills would be great to have in Area Zero. While she and Clavel craft an alibi for her, I took some time to see if there were any decent TMs I could make. After fiddling with my team's moves, I headed back to school to find Penny not in handcuffs. Penny has some community service to do, but no jail time, which is great, because that means she can go spelunking with me. Be seeing you then. Hasta la vista. We've got the brains of the crew handled, but we're still gonna need some brawn, which means finally catching up with Nemona. A real battle between champion rank trainers. I'm sure Nemona's been looking forward to this since I first met her, and it seems she's not the only one excited about the prospect. We've garnered quite the crowd for our battle. I better not disappoint all of them. Nemona is such a refreshing take on the rival, not only because she's the first female rival we've gotten, but because they actually did something new with her. We've been in a slump of booey hooey hoo, why can't I beat you protagonist boys for a while now, and while I like some of those boys, I was getting bored of my rival throwing a pity party every time I whooped their ass. Nemona's fun because she's like us. She wants a challenge. She's playing by her own limited rule set to give us a chance. Just like how I was impressed with Grusha when I almost lost to him, that's how she is with us, the player. It's not winning or losing that matters to her. Nemona simply loves good Pokemon battles, regardless of if she's the victor or not. Her story isn't as noteworthy as Arvin and Penny's, I'll admit, but her character has an infectious enthusiasm that I find it hard to dislike Nemona. Her cheering me on between scrambling around to find her next fight puts a smile on my face constantly. Oh. You did it! This is legit incredible! You're the strongest out there, Twiins! I mean, you knocked me flat, and I was giving you absolutely everything I had! Everything Oh man, Pokemon battling, am I right? So much better, so much more fun than I ever even knew! Nemona takes a loss with a lot of grace, and I'm sure she'd love getting to fight whatever we encounter in Area 0, which means we've got our own squad put together. Team 0. Hooray! Before meeting up at the 0 gate, I take one last detour to chat with Clavel in his office. So I have one more thing to ask of you, though. The request is admittedly a delicate nature. Do you think you could continue being good friends with Miss Penny, as you have thus far? Of course! I must say, I truly am glad to have you as one of my students at the Academy. I believe you've more than earned this small token of my appreciation. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Professor! I hope that you will always stay just as wonderful as you are now, Miss Twiins. Oh, golly. I told you he belongs on the friend group, but there's no more detours left. It's time to meet up with Team 0 and find Professor Turo. The team isn't getting along too well at first, admittedly, but us four is the best we've all got. We get on with the hellos, and then we get a call from the professor. Hello, Twiins. I have been expecting you. Turo? And it seems you have gathered a group of formidable allies as well. Nemona, student ID number 805C001, and Penny, student ID number 803B121. I thank you for coming. Oh, of course, Professor! Oh my gosh, it's such an honor to meet you in person! I mean, maybe not in person, exactly. To begin with, I'd like to ask you all to make your way down into the great crater of Paldea. You can reach the lower chamber using the elevator you can see to your right. Dad? Please proceed below. Are they not on good terms? It is weird that he didn't even address Arvin. Must not be. Turo tells us to use Miraidon to get down. No elevator available, it seems. What's the matter with it? Huh. Scared of heights. That's what I'd say. Well, no wonder. But, no need to be scared if we go together. How does that logic work? You'd think for entering a great crater you'd fall in, but you don't. You fly. What? Yeah! Oh man! Pull me up, come on! Yippee! We finally made it into the Great Crater of Paldea, and it's gorgeous, but Miraidon doesn't seem super happy to be here. He won't even let us ride on him, which is probably for the best. Wouldn't want to leave Team Zero behind, so we have to track it on foot. We all head down to find some stations so we can undo locks for the lab at the bottom. Exploring Area Zero is only tough because I find myself getting distracted by the pretty lights, but we do eventually make it to the first station. Nemona helps me with fighting off a particularly aggressive Glamora. Okay, cool. Nemona stole the whole fight from me. That's fine. I'm not mad. It's just sort of like, why was I even here? Inside the station, things are looking pretty dilapidated. Makes sense since no one's allowed in the crater. One lock disabled. Easy peasy. We continue forward. Arvin opens up about his dad's absence and tells the girls about Mabostif's accident that had us looking for the Herba Mystica. And then I got lost for a little while trying to figure out the path. I'm really at a loss without Miraidon's climbing and gliding available. But we do eventually make it to the second station. And along with it, another double battle. This time it's me and Penny fighting off a Paradox Pokemon. Iron Bundle. The future Pokemon are tough for me because in my head they should all be part Steel type. I really have trouble remembering their typings, but we handle the little guy with no major problems. Well, this looks pretty much the same as the first research station. Seems like wild Pokemon don't come in here. We should be safe to catch our breath. Hey, seriously, what's with this place? That Pokemon. I've been wondering about that myself. I think maybe that Pokemon was one of these? Huh? What's that book? Monsters of Area Zero. So they aren't actually Pokemon? I don't really know. What do you think, Twiins? I don't think they're regular Pokemon. I suppose the time has come for an explanation. Professor Turo! Some of the life forms that you see residing now within Area Zero are future Pokemon that lived in a distant day we have yet to see. Future Pokemon? What? That's awesome! Oh, come on. There's no way that's possible. The Zero Lab where I am located contains a time machine. It summons the future Pokemon to this place. So the thing my dad spent forever researching down here, he actually got it working? Indeed, though the cost was catastrophic. The cost? But a time machine? You mean you can actually travel to and from the future? It is theoretically possible to travel to the future. However, for a being such as a human, it would not be possible to return to the present. Well, that's horrifying. Dad, you... Why'd you call us here to Area Zero? Arvin, If possible, I would like us to speak when we can meet face to face. It will be easier for you to understand once you can see the situation for yourself. Now then, Twiins, please use the central panel here and disable another lock on my lab. Understood, sir. Things are getting a little tense, but that's the second lock disabled. Arvin decides the violet book should stay with me. I heal up my magical kids real quick, and we're back into the crater. Team Zero chats about how Nemona's super rich because her dad owns the Rotom phones. I don't get to talk about my mom too much, though. You met her? Yep. Got a glimpse of an amazing looking sandwich she made, too. It had too much mustard. That's not mine. Oh! You really decided to go fight the Floettes? Adelinda, come back. It's not long until we reach the third station. Someone's gonna jump out at us again. 100% guaranteed. Ha! Oh, Penny, such a worrywart. See? Arvin and I fight off the significantly smaller iron treads, and we proceed into the station. And made it to the station number 3. How we doing after all that walking and battling and whatnot? Anyone need a rest? You feeling rough, Penny? No, it's not that. I've just been thinking ever since the professor mentioned that time machine. And Pokemon here in Area Zero came to our time from the future, right? So what about Miraidon? Isn't it pretty likely it's also one of those future Pokemon? I mean, Mirai is literally future in Japanese. Huh. I think you're onto something. It is kind of giving off future vibes. Even its name sounds future-y. Wait a sec, I totally forgot. Hey, Arvin! You had Miraidon's ball and you told us about its forms in the first place. You must know something about it, right? Ugh, you still remember that from way back? No wonder you're everybody's star pupil. Guess I've got no choice then but to tell you what I know. That Pokemon, Miraidon, it is. It was found by my dad when he was working on this time machine. I believe it would be best for me to take over the explanations at this point. Professor! Miraidon, which I entrusted to Twiins, was the first Pokemon that was successfully retrieved by the future from the time machine. Many other Pokemon also came to this place from across the boundaries of time, but I was never able to bring over more than 2 specimens of Miraidon. Huh? You mean there's another one around here somewhere? What if they're family? The other one could still be somewhere in Area 0, waiting to finally be reunited with our Miraidon. A heartwarming family reunion? Exactly! Imagine how thrilled they'll be if we can get the family back together after all this time. Family, huh? Yeah, that sounds nice. A second Miraidon is important stuff to know about. We undo the 3rd lock and march on again. Team 0 has traveled pretty far down, and we get even further as we leave the pretty grasslands behind as we head underground, to a cave full of really gorgeous rock formations. I want to say I really took my time in this area so I could make sure my magical mons were all trained up for the tough fights I know will be waiting for us at the bottom of the cave. But I have to be honest and say I got lost. How do we get down? But eventually, I did find my way to the final research station. Oh, wow. Whoa, what happened? This place is a mess. It looks like something went berserk in here. Yeah, but what? Hello, children. Yeah, Professor, you scared us. I'm sorry. Why is everything in here all busted up? I'm sorry. Hello, children. Come again? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hello, children. Hello, children. What the heck? Stop that! You're creeping us out! Hello, children. Initiating restart. The professor must be having some weird connection problems or something, huh? Well, it was definitely weird, at least. Almost like, I don't know. The professor's call is concerning, but luckily, I already know how to disable the 4th lock. Hello? Can you hear me now? Please forgive my previous transmission. There seems to be some signal interference. That's not what that was. Arvin seems to think there's more going on here than just rocky reception, and I have to agree with his suspicions, but there's no point in speculating. The door's open, so we head to the 0 lab. There was definitely something off about the professor, right? Maybe it was just a little dramatic flair to get us all jazzed up. What, that got you jazzed? Yeah, maybe even big time jazzed. You need to see a doctor. That's just not right. Say, I'm pretty sure that call was really... Never mind, it's nothing. What's wrong, Arvin? Yeah, you seem kinda down. No matter how things turn out, I'm counting on you to see this through, Twiins. I get a little bit lost again, but it's not too much of an issue for us to all find the 0 lab waiting at the bottom. Alrighty. There it is. Big scary door. Turo has a brief call with us to explain that the crystals that grow down here are the crux of how he was able to make a time machine and also how terastallization is possible. Pretty neat stuff, but I'm more concerned with opening the big scary door. Since you have disabled all 4 locks, the gate to the 0 lab should now be open for you. But once you open the gate, you will quickly be confronted with the dangerous Pokemon inside. They will likely make a break for freedom. With the 4 of you working together, you should be able to best them. Turo trusts us 4 kids to be able to handle a swarm of angry future monsters, but I guess we are magical girls, so we're probably the best fit for the job. You decided to press the button and open. Hold it! Oh? Do you want to press it? Huh? Why? We're finally at the cusp of getting into the lab. Look, if it's true that a bunch of really dangerous Pokemon might come at us, then shouldn't we also have Miraidon's help? It ate all those Herba Mystica we found too. When it really matters, I'm sure it'll fight. Arvin's right, Miraidon's not just my bike, he's our special mascot companion. This is just as much Miraidon's story as it is mine. Miraidon seems to have calmed down enough to chill outside its ball with the rest of us, and so, we open the gate. Oh shit! The second Miraidon doesn't seem very friendly. Luckily, it chooses to head into the gate rather than fight. Unluckily for us, it's not the only Paradox Pokemon around. Do you think that other Miraidon was one of the dangerous Pokemon the professor warned us to watch out for? But didn't the professor say the dangerous Pokemon would come out from inside? You mean from the inside of the gate we just... Oh, fuck! Looks like it's up to Nemona, Penny, and my magical kids to keep everyone safe. A whole swarm descends upon us, but I've got plenty of experience thinning out crowds from challenging Team Star bases. Iron Treads and Iron Hands are no match for us. Yeah, the future must be terrifying. Good guy. Oh no, they're running away! Yeah, and? If those Pokemon get out, we're gonna have a gigantic mess on our hands. We gotta go after them, Penny. Why me? Wait! Hey! Hold on, Nemona. And why do I get the feeling you're enjoying all this? I hope the two of them can handle their part. I'm sure Nemona will be swell. Arvin and I handle the Iron Jugulis no sweat. These guys seem easy compared to the Titans we fought earlier. See? The power of friendship had us perfectly in sync, all thanks to our Titan hunting together. Hell yeah! Still scared, huh? You're worried you might have to face that other one of your kind? Well then let me take on some of the burden. These stragglers should be nothing. Me and my boss here can take them. So Twiins, you take your partner there and go and take care of business. But, are you gonna be okay? Aw, come on. If you're not even gonna rely on your friends, then who are you gonna rely on? My boss here is raring to go. Leave this to us. You've got amazing powers if you just use them. And you've got us too, so don't even think about losing to that jerk. Be brave. Stand up and fight. I'll be honest. Arvin's the leader of our magical girl team. Arvin holds the line, and it's just me and my magical kids left to go inside. Hello? Hello? Professor! Human presence detected within the Zero Lab. Professor Turo? Deactivating sleep mode. Hello, Twiins. Thank you for coming. I'm afraid that there is something for which I must apologize. I am not the true Professor Turo. Then who are you? I am an artificial intelligence the professor created, imbued with his memories and knowledge. In short, I am an AI-powered robot. The real professor passed away during the incident that destroyed Research Station Number 4. The incident? The Pokemon was not to be blamed. It was the original professor who failed to accurately judge its full power. That is why he threw himself in front of your Miraidon in an attempt to protect it. From the time I first reached out to Director Clavel and asked to be put into contact with you, I was never more than an AI. Twiins, the reason I asked you to come to me is because I have one last thing to do here at the Zero Lab, and I desire your help. In short, I wish for you to put a stop to the time machine the original professor created. Looks like Arvin and I were right to be suspicious of the professor. Him being an AI certainly explains his stilted dialogue throughout the game. Honestly, in my first playthrough, I thought he was just written so robotically to have him match the future aesthetic. I guess I was technically right. AI Turo and I take an elevator down to the time machine. During the ride, he explains how the time machine works, expresses how Arvin probably won't handle learning about Turo's death well, and that being an AI means he's really just a fancy computer. Humanity does not, in fact, possess the knowledge to develop such a sophisticated AI at present. But the crystals that make up the Zero Lab have made such a thing possible here. They are also why I cannot leave this place. Finally, he explains that he needs a strong trainer to stop Professor Turo's strongest AI in order to terminate the time machine. That's where I come in. We finally make it to the bottom and the prettiest location in the game. The time machine. If you place the violet book upon the pedestal here, you will be able to stop the time machine. There is just one issue. If you try to stop the machine, I will most likely attack you. Artificial being that I am, my own desires can be overridden by the system's programming. Once that happens, I'm afraid I will become no more than a battle machine, bound to defeat anyone identified as an obstacle by my code. My battling abilities are peerless. They are built upon analysis of all the battles carried out by the various champions of the Paldea region. Having seen the bond between you and your Pokemon, however, I believe you can prevail. Once you have readied yourself for this fight, please place the violet book upon the pedestal. Alright, nothing else for us to do. I wish my friends were here. But I've got my kids. We'll be alright. ID confirmed. Professor Turo, access granted. Initiating emergency shutdown. Please wait. Please wait. Access denied. Uh-oh. Shutdown command overridden. Reinitializing. It is up to you now, Twiins. AI Turo switching to sleep mode. Activating offensive protocols. Uh-oh. Please defeat me. At last. At last my dream is within reach. And you're not getting in the way. AI Turo has initiated a battle. AI Turo starts off with Iron Moth and me with Fam Squad. Don't forget, when in doubt, use Population Bomb, a technique that one-shots Iron Moth. A great start to the fight. I'm gonna need all the advantages I can get. Iron Hands is next, and luckily we've got experience fighting those, so I know Heidi's the girl for the job. Drain Punch does a lot of damage to our girl, but Heidi still handles it in 2 moves. Okay, Iron Hands is down. It's a real tragedy that I'm stuck playing the game where I have to say iron so much. I say it weird. Iron Bundle's coming out next, so Arya takes charge, but then I panic about Iron Bundle having a water-type move, so I immediately swap into Alice. It's a clunky play, but I did predict the Water Pulse successfully, and lucky ducky for me, I taught Alice Giga Drain, so Iron Bundle goes down in 1. Iron Jugulus is next. Iron Jugulus, I don't know what type it really is, but I do know that Play Rough works against it. That it does. Fam Squad handles this no problemo. The fight is going much better than I anticipated. Maybe it helps actually fighting the Pokemon in Area 0 and not just running past them to get back to the story like how I did in my first playthrough. Iron Thorns is next, and I'm pretty sure it's a grass type, which means Arya takes charge for real this time. Okay, not very effective. That's great. Okay, that's amazing to know. It's Rock Electric, by the way, which means when I send out Blue, she doesn't handle it too well either. But despite taking big damage, she does manage to take it down. Last but not least is Iron Valiant. She's taken quite some damage, but Heidi's up for this one. I'm hoping to outspeed and put Iron Valiant to sleep. Attack was heightened. Okay. That doesn't matter if you can't move. Well, it's faster. Welly, well. It would have been a great idea if it had worked. Alice is back up. I know Iron Valiant is part fighting, so here's hoping she can handle it. Psychic, come on. Yes! Thank you so much, Alice. We defeated AI Turo, and with that, the whole place goes dark. AI Professor, are you alright? Twiins! Arvin! Everyone! What is this? Did you already beat all the baddies without me? Okay, out with it, you. Who are you, really? Thank you for everything. The time machine has finally been stopped. You're really not my dad, are you? Oh, look how big you've grown. So proud of you, my... Sorry, you were alone so long, Arvin. Security system failure. Security system failure. Threat to time machine detected. Threat to time machine detected. Whoa, what's going on now? Is another army of Pokemon on its way here? It cannot be. An obstacle is preventing the time machine from performing as intended. Activating Paradise Protection Protocol to remove the offending obstacle. Was keeping the time machine running truly all the professor cared about? Locking all Pokeballs except those registered to Turo's ID. Wait, what? Program initializing, gathering terrestrial energy. I'm sorry, children. This is too much for you. You must run. AI Turo disabled. Paradise Protection Protocol initialized. You are not getting in the way. You're challenged by AI Turo. No, you are challenged by the Paradise Protection Protocol. Okay. Oh, right. Our Pokeballs got locked. The Paradise Protection Protocol, or PPP for short, is a stinky cheater, it seems. My magical kids can't help if their Pokeballs don't work. Well, ours don't. But the ones registered to Turo do. I believe in you, Miraidon. It's time for you to achieve your strong, final form. You've got your friends here, don't worry about anything. Yeah! A true final magical girl transformation. Miraidon has reached his final magical form, but his moves aren't stunning, I'll admit. Our boy doesn't get a big fancy HP bar either, meaning the bully's moves do more damage than ours do. But like I said, Miraidon's not alone. We've got Team Zero here to cheer him on. It changed into its battle form! Let's go, Miraidon! You got this! This looks like it could be bad. Hang in there, Twiins. You know Hyper Beam? Oh my, okay. You took that hit like a champ. You can do this, I know you can. I heal up Miraidon, but I know we can't keep banking on him toughing out Hyper Beams. Oh man, can we really pull off a win here? This doesn't look good.
Hey, Twiins, your terror orb's glowing.
Twiins, Miraidon, Terastallizing, and finish this off! And we've gotten an Omni boost from the power of friendship. Come on, Miraidon. One final magical girl transformation. You know, I really care about this video. I fell in love with Violet version immediately. I knew right off the bat that I wanted to do a Magical Girl playthrough of it, and being faced with so many challenges while making this video has been really hard. I care so much, and to see so many technical problems plague the first third of my journey really tore me up, and then having life keep me away from being able to work on this for months after I finally got the tech issues sorted, it hurt. If I had a Pokemon ability, I think it'd be Defeatist. When things keep going wrong, I want to give up. What's the point if it's not perfect? But I was so proud of what I had done, I was so excited to share this game that I love so much, that I pushed through that defeatist attitude, and I made myself the promise that I wasn't going to rush through this. I wanted to be happy with this video by the end, even if its beginning was fraught with so much pain. There's a lot I'd like to say here. I could probably jabber on and on about this game for hours. Hell, I probably already have across my streams. But I think the one thing I want to make sure to discuss is the story. I didn't realize how hard it would make my magical adventure to have to share the light with the game's actual story. These videos are much easier in other Pokemon games where the story is pretty bare bones even at the best of times. It makes it easy to instead structure the game around my adventure with my magical boys and girls. But I adore this game's story. It's one of the things I wanted the most to present in this video. So it's been quite the challenge to try and balance my magical story alongside Miraidon and Arvin's story. I hope I've done a good job. I at least know I can be proud of all this work I've done. This is going to be a long video, I can tell. And I'm not surprised. We did so much. We conquered and defeated 5 Team Star bosses, saving Penny's friend group in the process. We defeated 5 Titans and ate a bunch of very fancy sandwiches, all to help bring Arvin's precious friend back from the brink of death. We bested 8 gym leaders, garnered the respect of the Elite Four, and became a champion-level team simply because our friend wanted to fight an equal. And here at the end of it, my magical kids may not be able to leave their Pokeballs, but their power surges through Miraidon's Terra Crown. I can't help but think about Clavel's quest, for me to find my treasure. It's funny, because I realize I never had to go looking for it. It had been there since the beginning, before I ever left Mesagoza. I had found my treasure. It's us. Let's go! Yeah! You defeated the Paradise Protection Protocol. You did it! It's not going berserk anymore? How very astounding. To think you would manage to defy even the original professor's final protections. Were you back to normal? Yes, a completely unforeseen outcome, even for an AI possessing the most sophisticated technology ever conceived. I thank you, Twiins. I thank all of you, children. But I am afraid that the time machine cannot be put to a complete stop so long as I am here. It appears I myself am part of the system that ensures the machine reboots when stopped. What does that mean? I'm sorry. So I've made a decision. I will use the time machine to journey to the world of the future that I dreamed of. What? You can't just leave now, right when we finally reached you. I am not going only so that the time machine can be stopped. I also cannot deny my desire to see that future world for myself. Is this what it feels like to have your heart race with the thrill of adventure. Arvin, I am sorry that I kept the truth from you for so long. I inherited all the thoughts and wishes of the professor, and so I understand better than any. Your father truly loved you. You can't. You can't just go and say a thing like that now. No, I suppose you're right. I am sorry. Arvin, Miraidon, Twiins. It is a little sad, but I'm afraid this is goodbye. Dad! Farewell, my free adventurers. I bid you adieu. How could you just go? Dad. Arvin, you okay, bud? Yeah. Somewhere deep down I kind of already knew it. I knew that thing was fake, but it said my name, using his voice and wearing his face. Even if it was fake, it felt real, you know? And so Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. That's alright. This is a weird and unique and tough situation for you. The day has been saved, but the mood is pretty melancholic. Team Zero tried to keep up some good spirits despite the whole dead dad thing, and we all head home. Okay, everybody, listen up.
What is it?
Let's take the long road home and get a little bit more fun out of this adventure. I don't really...
Sounds great. If we load up on snacks first, I'm in.
Hey, Twiins, not you too! Oh, alright, fine. I guess we're doing this. We need our team captain after all. I'm not gonna play it, but I absolutely cried during these end credits. Because I did it. I finally did it! I started working on this playthrough in 2023. And it's really bothered me that it's taken so long to work on, but like I said, I didn't want to rush through it and end up hating the end result. So thank you for being patient with me while working on this, and here's hoping the next magical adventure isn't as tumultuous to make. I do love this game with my whole heart, every single bit of it, but boy howdy, this has been a lot of work. All the art, the editing, the scripting, the playthrough. I really mean it when I say, I think I deserve to finally rest.